Running fans, jumping fans, throwing fans, all around athletics fans. Welcome to Talking in Ovals. How is everybody doing out there on this Thursday, November 13th, 2025, episode number 165? Hyatt, we made it this week. We got
did.
here.
We
I'm
did.
happy to be here. What's up, brother?
Did you by chance see the order of events for the Olympics for the 100-meter?
I mean, did you see the fact that
3 straight days, and they're also not letting Sid run both?
3 straight days. They're not letting Sid run both. It's going to make it real difficult for Jakob to do the triple, which he wants to do. But it's also, this is the first time in the history of the Olympics that track and field will be running from day one to the final day.
Yeah. No. Well, when I said 2 straight days, I meant they're going to run the trials, the semis, and the 100 all in one day. It's asinine.
It's weird because it depends. Like if they were doing it to a sense where, okay, we're going to do the 100 here, and then we're going to spread out the 200. So we can
Right.
I would make a little more sense, but it's not even like they're doing it in a good way. Like the schedule was made by somebody who doesn't care about track.
People tune in for the sprinters. People want to watch Sid try to get the 400 and the 400 hurdles. Like that's your biggest star. What the hell are you doing?
The only thing I could think about is they're looking at it and going, the women's 100 has been on fire in the the last few events, the Olympics. Why not start the Olympics off with a bang?
Because you're not going to get great results with 3 races in one day.
I get it, but I think in their mind of people that let's start it off with a bang. Let's get possibly Sha'Carri. Let's get Melissa Wood and Jefferson. Let's get this going and start the Olympics off well so we can have a highlight to go because they're going to show out. The women are going to go there. Sharika's going to be there.
Julian Alfred's going to show out, but I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm
not a fan of this guy.
I got to see how it pans out, but I don't see the need for it.
I'm just trying to jump into their mindset and kind of maybe steel man what they're doing here. So, all right. So everyone, we appreciate you watching wherever you're watching from, whether it is YouTube, X, Facebook, Twitch, Kick. We appreciate it all. Make sure you give us a like, share, follow, subscribe on all of those. If anybody sees me glancing down, I'm watching my Jets try because it's Thursday night and that's all they're doing, trying maybe. They don't try that hard. But so if anyone sees me, don't judge me. But overall, we appreciate where you're watching from. And if you're listening to this later via podcast form, everyone make sure to go like, share, follow, do all that good stuff and leave a comment because that helps. The comments always help us. But last week, we were able to talk to Steve Williams and what a fun show. What a great individual. We are actually planning on having Steve on multiple times. We are truly thinking of making it a monthly thing. Hi, I don't know if I told you that.
Nope, but I'm down.
Yeah, no, Steve was messaging me, and I think we're going to make this a monthly thing up until we can get all of Steve's stories out of here. Because what did we get to 1972 or to 73? Like we didn't even get that far in his.
He was the world's fastest man,
Yeah, no, it was interesting hearing him. If you want to hear about somebody that has helped pave the way for the sport and the athletes and the things that they're trying to do today, he was someone shoulder to shoulder with Steve Prefontaine, battling the AAU.
He was his roommate.
Like that. He was his roommate. So it's like. That's a show if you're interested in kind of the history of track and field. That's a show that I recommend going back and listening to. But this week, I'm excited because we are having an individual on that we always have a great time having on. But before I introduce him, I think that we need to make sure we see him in all of his glory in the best way possible. So let's
do it.
Give it a look here.
I'll just do a quick turn around here. Feel the change or talk the tire.
Flat tire and all.
Flat tire and all, baby. Here he goes. Doing his lap. And now this hurts me because I'm a Jets fan. He's a Dolphins fan. There you go.
F-I-N-S.
The helmet is the best.
Whoa, yeah.
The Zach Thomas shirt.
How about that? Take that, Buffalo. Hey, Bills Mafia. Break another table, why don't you? Enjoy the flight back. You know what? Choke on those freaking buffalo wings. They suck anyway. How do you like the taste of that, Josh Allen? Take that and rewind it back. F-I-N-S. Fins. Hey, Dolphin Nation. How about those Dolphins, baby? Never give up on the team. F-I-N-S. Fins. Love you guys. Peace out, Buffalo. Take that, rewind it back. Enjoy the flight back. Yeah, Bills Mafia. Yeah, bust another table. Yeah, and suck on that L. That's it.
So the man, the myth, the one himself. Let's bring him in. He is Mr. Jim Lambert, legendary writer over at New Jersey Milesplit. Jim, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, thanks for the nice surprise there. I just got that helmet off literally like about 30 seconds before we came on. Little WD-40, some grease, and when you're a Dolphin fan, I mean, hey, you got to take the victory when you can. I mean, I try to do the victory lap around the hood, and the neighbors kind of always know the result by the noise in the neighborhood. And hey, you got to live your best life. You got to have fun when you can. You know, 2 flat tires, broken bike chain. You know, got to keep leveling up. You know, you got to give the fans what they want.
You've made every fan in your neighborhood. I mean, every person in your neighborhood anti-Dolphins fan, probably.
Well, yeah. Well, a lot of them have moved out.
See, my issue is I'm a Jets fan, so I would only be able to do it like 3 times a year. So it would kind of be like counterproductive every year. If I
well, that was my first victory ride because they've been so bad. And
yeah, neither of us have been good.
Yeah,
I'm a Giants fan, so you can add me right there.
I mean, you might be getting famous Jameis to start this weekend, which is always exciting. Yeah. You're gonna get 500 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Who the hell knows what the result's gonna be? It's just gonna be fun.
He'll be smiling though. He'll be smiling.
Hey, the best thing about like doing like videos like that, and I like to have a lot of fun, and I send it out to Dolphin fans on X and things, is you always get the fans trolling from the other teams that just want to like fight me because I got ripped on their wings or something. You know, it's like, come on, it's a game. Just get over it.
And Buffalo wings are delicious. You calm down. I took offense to that one. I'm not even a Buffalo fan. They are delicious.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And what I wanted to do, and I couldn't get anyone in my family to come back out at night, was I had this old beat up table that I wanted to jump off my deck and crash through. So the next time, you better, if you want to see like maybe the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life, root for the Dolphins to beat the Bills next time they play, and I will promise I will smash through a table head first with the Hutch helmet on and probably crack it in half. I mean, we
definitely will play that video regardless if you're on or not. We will have that.
Even if you're not on that video.
I got a little nervous when you said like, "Hey, we're going to show him in all his glory." I was a little nervous that my Halloween costume video might have appeared, or my victory after the Dodgers, but I mean that might not be suitable for all viewers, so I can understand that.
Fun fact: I didn't pre-screen that video at all, so I had no idea if you were going to curse or anything. So I was standing there like, mostly adults watch us anyway. So we're high school kids, so we're in good shape.
Actually, part of my Halloween costume is right behind me here. I was Mr. 6'7" for Halloween.
Here's the thing. So I want to go with that. Since you're around kids all the time, Dave's around kids, I don't understand the vitriol from adults with 6'7". Because honestly, after all the stupid things that I used to say that actually had really derogatory and bad meanings, 6'7" has no meaning whatsoever. It's absolutely harmless.
It's just annoying. It's just annoying.
Kids are annoying. But if I'm going to have kids saying annoying things, something that has no meaning at all,
it can be worse.
I prefer, okay?
Because I just decided, you know what? Everyone else is doing it. I'm just going to jump in, enjoy the fun. And people are asking me on Halloween, you know, the 6'7" thing. I'm like, yeah, 6'7". The games the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. Game 6'7". You know, and cross-country runners had a lot of fun with them. Like, hey, every runner matters, even the 6'7" runners. So
I mean, that is true. XC should steal that. That is 100% true.
Yes.
Now, Coach Torchia coming in here saying, "Hey, Happy New Year, Jim." I guess that's an inside joke here.
Yep. I'm shocked it took him this long to say it. I mean, he beats me to it every day of the year. It's just, it's just Carl being Carl. Love him, and it's an inside joke, and
So before
I knew he'd be watching.
Listen, Coach Torchia watches. I am grateful for how often Coach Torchia watches because it
makes you wonder what else he has going on in his life because he's just.
I mean, besides making CBA a friggin' monster every single year, I mean, he's doing his part. At least in the track and field and cross country world, he's absolutely doing his thing over there.
I mean, he's on that big list of all time great coaches, no doubt about it.
Do we have a Hall of Fame yet? Are we going to do this? Like Coach Torchia would 100% qualify for like a New Jersey track and field coaches Hall of Fame.
Wasn't that Jim's homework assignment last time that he was on?
It was to try and you hold on. That's like a sports writer thing to demand, right? Isn't that like your job to kind of create that?
We talked about this last time I was on.
Yeah.
And 100% it has to happen. Sorry, I've been just riding around the block too many times.
To me, the hardest part.
You have time. The Finns aren't winning. You have time.
I do have time. Yeah, right.
But I mean, to me, like a Hall of Fame, like that it's going to be so hard to pick the inaugural class.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's
that's
like
getting it started is the hardest
hard,
part. It's just
hard.
like a teacher with a lesson plan. Once you get it, adding on won't be so difficult. So
Agreed.
I thought, and I've talked to Paul Schwartz about this from the Bergen Record, longtime reporter.
Oh yeah,
one of the few guys that's actually done it longer than I have, and Reuben Frank down in South Jersey,
another legend.
Another legend. I mean, these guys paved the way, and these guys are the guys I learned from, and I've talked to them about it. And the way to do it is just get everyone who's from New Jersey who's been an Olympian. You start. I mean, you got to start at the top, right?
Sure.
And you work your way back from there. NCAA champion, and you just have to reward. I don't know if you come up with a number, 50, whatever number it is. Anyone who's represented, the U.S. or even another country who's has Jersey roots goes in the Hall of Fame, and then you kind of that's a big number right there.
I feel like the way you do it though, like you pick, obviously you got to separate some things, right? When you're starting off. So it's like you get people from what do we consider our major sports, like your football, basketball, baseball, they get more notoriety, obviously from so you start off maybe getting 3 or 4 of them to start. And then you do an even number of the other sports, like your track, your rowing, your other ones that are still big, but different, right? Mm-hmm. They get in there and then you choose a coach or 2 and that'll be your class, 8 per thing. Major sports, other sports, 2 coaches, you have classes of 10. And listen, if you're going to have a Hall of Fame, the goal is for the Hall of Fame to be there for the rest of existence, right? So we're going to have time to get in there. We're going to have a lot of people posthumously getting in there because it hasn't been started. So I think it should be less about rushing and getting everybody in and getting smaller numbers in so they can all get their shine. Because if you go and you get 50 people in, that ceremony is going to take,
true.
episodes. True. So I think it's maybe you do a bye year, in the beginning for the first 5-10 years of existence, you do a biannual Hall of Fame ceremony to try and get in a large swath of people. And then once you do that, you settle in and it becomes a yearly thing just to, backfill. And then all of a sudden it becomes more your modern.
That is such
candidates.
a fascinating.
I know I would go with it.
I mean, the NJSIA has a Hall of Fame. They've kind of split it up the last few years, and now coaches go in their own Hall of Fame and athletes go in another Hall of Fame. But they have pretty much stressed that they want it to be based on high school accomplishments and things like that, which I understand.
Which I'm okay with as well. Because I think a lot of places do that where they do because not all high school greats go on to have great careers in college and pros. So you want to acknowledge what they're doing in high school because that's
for the state
that Hall of Fame
I want is just a New Jersey track and field, cross country Hall of Fame. The other sports can do their own Hall of Fames. If someone wants to take on that, what I want to take on is getting a Hall of Fame started for track and field and cross country and just build that.
And then for the 10 classes, 5 girls, 5 boys, and a female and male coach. A female male grade coach. I think that would be a good way. And like I said, maybe do a biannual to start, backroll it, and then
that's going to be hard. Is that hard to just come?
God.
Oh, you don't rush it, right? This is going to take time. I think it's something
But everybody's going to want to be in that inaugural class. That's the best.
Well, like Jim said, have you won an Olympic gold medal first?
Yeah.
Boom. Olympic gold medals first. Have you won a Olympic medal period? Have you
record.
been a national champion and the pro national champion? Have you been a collegiate? You can tier list, you can rank this. It's not something. The good thing about track is we have a lot of records. We have a lot of stats. What you did is what you did. It's there. There's no. So, I mean, we do know a few that would get in. Sid is an automatic inaugural class, right? Even though she's still competing. So I think it'll be interesting. Maybe we should do that, Jim, one day. Maybe we should get some of the writers and we'll do a live show. And maybe Dave, if we have, it'll be maybe during the off season. We can do maybe in the summer. We can get a big show together. And we can try and we'll put our heads together. Well, not even that. We'll put our heads together and we can create a list. Yeah. And we can piss so many people off when we tier list. The greats. Because you know how many angry people we would get tier listing going, this person deserves it more than that person. You want to talk about some fire we'll get? But hey, I'm here for fire. Let's do it.
Hey, I played with fire my whole life. It's okay.
He's a Dolphins fan.
Bring it on. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
But I mean, maybe the way to start that off too is I get limiting it, not being too large. But anyone who's won a gold medal should be in. should be in like the inaugural. I mean, how many is it going to be? I mean, you go back in time.
I think you got to see the number, right? Because I think if you get too big, the purpose is to enshrine them and to give them their moment, right? If you're sitting there and having 30 people in, are we really going to sit and watch 30 people give 10, 15, 20-minute speeches? You know what I mean?
There's more people who have won medals than you would realize.
Oh, there is.
Track and field.
I think gold start first.
There's a Manasquan lady, Barbara Friedrichs, javelin.
Like Jim said, I think you got to start off with golds, and then I think you go with silvers. I think you go with bronzes, and then it also has to go with
records, American records, world records,
world records. Like Manchester's finest, Andrew Valman would be up there. He's a world record holder still, right? He has the world record in the 4x4. He was a gold medalist there, part of the fastest ever 4x4. But is he? There's a debate. He was a part of a 4x4. Yes, as a world record holder, is that inaugural class worthy? And I'd say so, Miss Manchester, but it's arguable, right? It is debatable. So
it's debatable, but the individual gold medalist is always going to win out on over a relay guy.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to put together a list. The gold medal winners from Jersey, graduated from a Jersey high school.
I think we should put together a good list. And
it goes back a lot further than you would think. Like I'm sure there's some from way back.
No,
and
there
I think we can, Jim. I think that could be a good thing. Is we could start if you want to start rallying some writers and be like, hey, do you want to do like an oval table on talking in ovals during the summer? Let's do it when no XC, no anything going on. We'll do that. We'll put our heads together. We'll put it out in the ether. We'll live stream it just so people can kind of see what we want to do. And I think from there too, it'll kind of gain the momentum of the fans wanting to see this happen as well. Because I think we'll get some groundswell with that.
I can't argue with the person with the name that Carl just said, Milt Campbell.
Milt Campbell's number one slam dunk.
Not even close.
Yeah. So we'd have to really look into it.
I mean, he's in. You could also start out too. I mean, New Jersey has a Hall of Fame. For everything, entertainer, actors, musicians, everything.
It's one of the best states for anything. It really is. New Jersey has produced so much gifts and talents around the world in all different areas.
I mean, we can look into that Hall of Fame, like who's in, like Carl said. I mean, Milt Campbell slam dunk, Carl Lewis slam dunk.
Sid's a slam.
Sydney slam dunk. I mean, there's some that are just so easy.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a good thing. We can all start kind of compiling lists together and slowly get it together so we can all work together. And we, like I said, Jim, your job would be to get some more writers that would be interested in jumping on a live stream, and we can do it. There's a whole entire website where we can like tier. It's like a tier list website. And like I said, we can piss a whole bunch of people off and we can tier some names in there and, must haves, next class. Like, let's piss some people off. Definite Hall of Famer, just not yet.
People hate the on the bubble. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm on the bubble?
Here's
being on the bubble of a Hall of Fame is pretty.
The way I've always thought about Hall of Fames, and Colin Cowherd of all people put this in my head. And Colin Cowherd's not right all the time, but he has some good takes. Sometimes I think he's a shock jock, but his take was, I think, the best. When you think of the person, if you don't automatically think Hall of Fame, they're probably not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that's a good metric because he said so many people argue, especially in baseball, well, this number, that number. If you don't think Hall of Fame, they're probably not a Hall of Famer.
That's right.
And I think that's a great way to think about it. If you have to argue why they should go in the Hall of Fame, then it's supposed to be such a sacred group that there should not be a doubt. Like Donnie Baseball is a Hall of Famer. I think all of us think Don Mattingly is a Hall of Famer, right? Yeah. There's like not a question there. Him not being in is a travesty. So, but.
No, you're right. And there's good debates too, because you have, like you said before, there have been high school athletes in Jersey who have been the most dominant we've ever seen, who you get on the national and world stage. It's hard. Look, there's a reason why the list is short for how many people have won medals. It's a hard thing to do. I mean, Erin Donahue is the name that comes to mind.
How about Royce Reed?
There is no more dominant female athlete we've ever had in high school track and field than Erin Donahue. But an Olympian, but I mean, she didn't make it to a final in the Olympics. I mean, it's a hard thing to do. So weighing that part of it, like I said, you said before, gold medalist, of course. But then when we're looking at some people like Nick Vina, for instance, most dominant male we've ever had.
By far.
I mean, those guys, those athletes are going to get, there's going to be good debates about like where
you look at Steve Slattery, what he did over in Colorado. You'll look at Robbie Andrews. You'll look at Josette. Like there's all these names that come to mind of just so many worthy people.
They will all be in the Hall of Fame.
Eventually, but first class is a big one, right?
Edward Cheserek, like there's guys like that.
Ed Cheserek is
so many names.
Massive one. There is. And
I think from the distance side, like it's crazy.
And you'll have
teams. I think we have to look at teams that go in the Hall of Fame too.
I think that might be a more down the road. I think we should probably establish, if we were going, again, here's me telling writers what to do with your Hall of Fame, right? This is what, hey, listen, we're media now, so we can do this. We are officially media on Talking Novels, 165 damn episodes. But but I think it's a good idea. Teams definitely would go on, but then again, we get to argue with that, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, our friend, where's the book? Where's Blood, Sweat, and Tears over here? Will tell you that Bernard's is the greatest team of all time, right? Like he will battle, and he's not necessarily wrong, right? They have the stats to prove that they are up there with one of the top teams ever. So,
well, you take that the Bernard's team, and things were different then. Times are faster now. I mean, the CBA team from last year, and we'll get into that when we talk about the Meet of Champs coming up.
Yep.
I mean, 15 to me, that's the greatest cross country team in my time. I've been doing this over 30 years, and it'll be a great debate to have.
100%.
I mean, 1542 at Homedale Park, and they broke every course record possible. I mean, I don't know how you top. They didn't win a national championship. I mean, that's a whole nother story. How hard that is to win that. I mean,
which is funny because Lyle Smith's son's team won it.
Yeah.
I mean, well, there's hard to
be, and I think too, there's also the difference of the New Jersey schedule is a slog. Right, especially when you have to do an XC and how many times you're hitting Homedale, and then if you go to Battle of Monmouth, which is also ridiculously hard, and if you're running, if you end up at Vaniet for some reason or Bowdoin Park up here, like those are hard runs on legs to be hitting consistently. So by the time you get to Nats, because you still have to get through regionals, and that's up in Boston, and now that's not, there's a lot of work to get there, and to have dead legs by Nats is not surprising. Like it really isn't.
And I mean, everything has to just be perfect. You can't have one guy with a cold. I mean, everything to win that race has to go perfect for the team that comes out on top. I mean, I still feel like if they ran that race I don't know, I can't see. I mean, it's hard to say how those teams, if they came to Homedale and a national championship race was at Homedale, I mean, how would it shake out? I mean, you just don't know. But that CBA team last year, I think if they run a national championship race 10 times, that they win half of them. I mean, they were just that good.
The difference is I don't think any of these nationals want them on hard courses. They want them on fast courses, so you can see fast times. And when you're a team that, especially like, again, we can only go to what we know, right? New Jersey, you're preparing for hilly, hard courses because the Mecca is at Homedale. So you have to be good at running hills. You have to be good at running that bowl. So we challenge ourselves to run these races to get good at that. Hence why I bring up Bowdoin again. Bowdoin's a great tune-up because the whole second mile is uphill. So it's like you're really working that. And then all of a sudden Nationals is at this flat, fast course where it's basically just a straight run with a few rolling hills. And it's different from what they've been doing. They haven't been doing these flat, fast, races. So they're ready to go and have like strong and power. And now you have other states that are generally flat courses, right? A lot of these other states don't have what we have in New Jersey in terms of that challenge. A lot of states are flat. They barely.
Well, they also don't have 3 rounds of state championships either.
That's true. They don't have real champions.
That's true. And the travel, it all plays into it. But
it's
we talked about this last year with CBA.
We'll get there.
Their 2011 team, they won a national championship, but I feel like their team last year was the best team we've ever seen.
All right, so as always, I love talking to Jim. We just go on tangents. It's so fun, but we want to get into our PRs real quick. We always like to have our guests over here as we do this because we don't want our guests hanging out in the background forever. So let's bring it up. As always, Coach Figueroa over there in Michigan, giving us his PRs. Let's read what they have to say. Another set of PRs as we wrap up the season. May have a couple boys doing Nike Cross Regionals next weekend, but our first indoor race will be December 6th. Can't you believe it's already less than a month away? It's insane. Saturday, they were at the Michigan Meet of Champs in Shepherd, Michigan. I like that we have another Meet of Champions.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's always cool to find out other states are actually doing this and which states don't, right? And a speedy course. So again, a lot of places like to do. We're the ones that like to torture our champions, right? Like we're like, go run the hardest course, voted the hardest course in the country to win a championship and still run fast times. I digress. So right over here, 10th grader Ethan Ferguson ran a 16:30.62 to close out his season. Awesome. 12th grader Gavin Ayers ran a 17:03.18. 10th grader Braden Shue ran a 17:36.48, and 9th grader Clark Stevens 18:49.4. So one thing I'll say for you, Coach Figueroa, and over there at Edwardsburg, Good future ahead of you with 2 10th graders where they were at, and the 9th grader right there. A nice little pack of depth there. So awesome. Congrats to everyone over there. We appreciate it. And those are our PRs for the week. Dave, I might have to create like a graphic or something for our PRs where like I click on it. It's like a little mirror, like a crazy thing going on.
Sure. It's going mirror.
Yeah. I honestly, it should just be me going mirror. That PRs. Coach Torchia coming back in here. For your information, Niwatts is ranked number 1 in the United States, and their number 1 runner is Kate Guinea's son.
Yeah, they have Guinea's son. They have
that's right.
Alan Culpepper's son. They got, I think, Dathan's son. They got Lyle Smith's son. Like they're
okay.
Yeah,
they're pretty good.
They're okay. Yeah, no, they're really good. So, again, you have all that. They're all up there, and Coach Torchia can also turn around and look at his team. But I have this guy, I have that guy, and we match up on a healthy day. We give them a run for their money. If we're all ball 100%, let's go to war. I mean, it's just so it's nice to know that we can also turn around in Jersey over here, and our finest also matches up against anybody else's finest. So I want to get into the fun stuff. We're not going to go too crazy on this because I do want to get to this year's XC roundup and talking about indoor, but we have to go over your outdoor predictions from last year because unfortunately scheduling kind of got wonky during the summer. We couldn't have you in for the XC predictions, but still holding your feet to the fire here. So
let's bring it on.
First things first, outdoor girls mile record going down. Paige destroyed
slam dunk.
Slam dunk. That's an easy win.
I'm going to crush this. I have a feeling that I crush these predictions.
We'll see.
We'll see. So number 2, technicality. Cole Kramer won 200-meter records. He was hurt all year. So Cole not getting the 100 and 200, I'm not holding that one against you, right? Cole was hurt. I think healthy Cole.
He still ran like a 10-3 or something.
He still ran fast, even when he came back. Yeah, but healthy Cole, I think, does smash that.
Healthy Cole, it's gone.
He's a monster. So 8 girls under 210 in the 800. Dave did the math. We got it. We had like 10 girls under.
Yeah.
No, there were 10 at 210 or better, but there were 8 under 210.
8 under 210, 10 at 210 or better. That's insane. Like what speed and depth. So Benji Shu getting 210 in the disc and 70 in the shot. That was tough because Benji didn't throw all year. You know, he came back, you know, he had a tough wrestling season, got a little tweaked. He really didn't throw all year. So again, I'm not Benji and Cole
still won
not
nationals,
holding against it. He's Benji's still Benji, but still, you know, he didn't get to Benji will probably tell you he wanted to get out there and do those 2 things as well, right? This one's a heartbreaker. First 7-foot high jumper since 2016. We had a 6'11" high jumper.
Yep.
We did not get to 7 feet. So that
I think there was
Jim.
I blame it on poor measurement. You know, I went out there.
They didn't measure all the way up. They didn't measure the middle.
Nope. I held my hand up and it was 7-1. So technicality.
This one was next that you said Siani Wynn was going to get the state records in the 100 and the 200. And unfortunately, I don't believe she did because I'm pulling this up right here. This was from May 15th.
Wait, hold on.
Let me pull this up. This was from May 15th. These are the updated records as of then. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. According to this, Wendy Vereen still has a 11.17. I don't think Siani ran an 11.17.
11.25, I think.
11.25. She was close. And then Sid with the 22.96. I think Siani was just 23.05. So very close.
Yeah.
But also
she's a junior.
You kind of get a mulligan.
Yeah, I was talking about the rest of her career that she's going to get.
Oh yeah, you don't get that.
There's a really bad at nationals, really bad headwind. It just I mean, if you convert headwind into perfect conditions, boom, gone. Siani, if you're out there, you're going to get it. She's going to get it. She's going to get it this year.
She's an absolute.
We love Siani. Siani was was a fantastic guest. I can't wait until we use the fact that you were a guest on our show when she goes to some major college and we're like, hey, come be a major collegiate athlete on our show now too. Listen, I think next year it's Siani's world in sprints and we're all living in it. I really do feel like, and just talking to the young lady, she is going to be so comfortable having that target on her back. If there's anyone that's going to be comfortable with a target,
the 400 is going to be fascinating on the girls.
Oh yeah. Well, the big
you got Dumas. I mean, it's going to be
the big thing with Siani is finally getting that national title. That was the one piece on her resume that kind of eluded her. She had all the titles, so many records, but to get that, and when you go back and look at the video, you can see the emotion when she crossed that line. It's like that
Which is
was
crazy because we're talking about it as if she was a senior and she was done, right?
Yeah, right.
It's not a culmination to her career. That's just a stone she's gonna step on. Like
Jim.
Right, exactly. But it was just
we haven't talked to you since last spring, right?
Yeah.
What was your interpretation of what Natalie Dumas did at that national meet?
Oh yeah.
Just absolutely mind-blowing.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
you talk about the greatest performance by a New Jersey woman, like a New Jersey girl.
Tough races. I mean, just gritty, tough, like winning at the end.
I mean, we all were in awe what she did at the Meet of Champions and thought, how could anyone top that? And then in a matter of just like a week later, she goes out Franklin Field and just blows up every single race, breaking Sydney state record, breaking the 800 record. I mean, breaking these Ajay Wilson's record. Look at the names she took down, the time she ran, and then qualifying for the U.S. For national championships. As a junior,
unbelievable.
It was the greatest. I gotta just word this properly because I remember talking to Mike McCabe at UC about this. Sydney making the Olympic team at 16 to me was the greatest single race accomplishment.
Yeah.
What Dumas did, the collection, the triple.
It's the greatest meet I think we've ever seen an athlete put together.
Greatest collection. Yes, the greatest all-round performance, and her range. We've never seen anybody like her. Nobody. We're always comparing athletes in times from generations. No. There is no one to really compare Natalie Dumas to because the 400 hurdles is what separates her. There's 400, 800 runners. But you look at her 200 time. You look at her mile time. And look at, she runs cross country. I mean, she's an all conference cross country runner.
I remember running up to that. We were talking and going, okay, she might do the 4 in the hurdles, but the 800 is going to be tough because she's going to be tired.
And that was the third one.
We thought that, especially even in Jersey, you have Clemmy there. Clemmy's going to nip at her heels. She's a 203, 202 girl. She's going to give her a run. And then Natalie blows their doors off. Like, it wasn't close from the bell. It was not close. And that's, and again, it's another former guest with Clemmy. And Clemmy is a sweet girl and a fantastic athlete. To do that to her, like, it's
to everybody.
It's difficult to everyone. Not just her, but she was, that was the one that we thought at least was going, and Reagan was in that race and things like that. We really thought that they were going to give her a battle, and it was just from the gun. You knew who was going to win. It was crazy.
Right. Well, I remember about a half hour before that race. I forget the time gap between her second and third race. There wasn't a whole lot of time.
No,
she was literally on the ground again by a there was a little I don't know if it was like a trainer's room or whatever, and Natalie was sitting up against that wall. The teammates were putting ice packs on her. I mean, and you're just looking at her like, and you're saying, there's just no way. Yeah. There's just no way. There's just no way that she's going to go out and run another race, let alone go out and win it. And it was very interesting because after the race, I felt her strategy. And I think a lot of, you tell me what you guys thought. I thought her strategy, because of what a great closer she is and how she was already had to be so fatigued and lactic acid, everything, that she would just sit.
Nope.
And she did exactly the opposite. I asked her about that. She said, I felt like whatever I had to go with it right away and just take the race out of everybody.
And then she was too tired
to hang on at the end. I mean, people be talking about her performance at Meet of Champs and even more so at New Balance Nationals, forever. It'll always be looked at as, do you remember what Natalie Dumas did?
And again, she's only a junior. She's only a junior.
And what's nice now is, though, with Natalie, she doesn't have to do that again. Because what the hell does she have to prove now, right? Now she can kind of target maybe 2 races. I know, just a double.
4 races now.
Just a double. She could just do a double.
No, and maybe people forget though that her sprint medley was like 3rd.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
I'm thinking Natalie right now, if you're Natalie Dumas and you're looking at it, you're just looking at going, okay, I'm going to target this week to break this record, this week to break this record. And instead of having to do 3 races, just go shatter records, right? Go sit there and don't go for a Jersey record. I feel like Natalie Dumas is looking and going, I'm looking over jersey records. I'm going for national records at this point because she is that talented. Why wouldn't she now sit there and go and look and go, okay, let me go for a national record in the 800. I'm too flat. High school runner. Let me try and go get whatever the like.
Yeah, well, she's all about she's all about the challenges. And last year, you know, why would you do this? Make history, to do something no one's done before. She liked that challenge to go after that. And like you said, Alex, now there's new challenges. Now there's sub 2, you know, and or Sid's record in the 400 hurdles, and now
she's tied it. They're both at 53.8 too. So now can we get under 53.8?
Yeah,
that's got to be her goal now.
Yep.
So no, she's amazing. So, but let's keep going. Let's keep torturing you, Jim, because this next one's going to torture you. Jessica OG gets 56 in the shot. Dave, what was she at? Like 55-11?
55-11.
Yep. Once again, the tape.
Miss Mark.
I mean, they just didn't pull it.
They didn't pull the tape. No, it's a bad mark.
Far back, I was yelling and screaming like, bad mark, and then before I could go check it, they let go of it. I mean,
didn't you know I said in Talking in Oval she was going to get 56?
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm thinking? I'm just going to invite like Benji Shu, Jess OG, and Cole Kramer like over my house, like maybe over Christmas break when they're home.
I'll let them throw in
the backyard. I'll let Cole, run down my street, and they'll break those records. Oh man. Yeah.
So we got 2 more tough ones.
All right.
Luke Pash breaking 4. Obviously didn't happen. And Ryan Daly going sub 150. I mean, those are tough ones. Those are good bets. Honestly, those were good bets at the time. I know we said we made you be aggressive at the end, though. But I think if you were a betting man looking at the way Luke was running an indoor and things like that, looking at what the season Ryan was having, it was a good bet to say that both of them had a real shot at doing it. But again, the thing about outdoor is
it's hard.
The conditions, but the conditions dictate a lot. Yeah, and if you don't have a lot of good weekends to run fast and there's wind, you're just going to win races, right? At that point.
And the races, like Daly was in some battles, like he couldn't just take like he wasn't worried about time; he was worried about winning. And that indoor group, that indoor race was unbelievable. And then and you got him and Taj and Carl.
Yeah, what was he? 51
one indoors. Yeah.
And I mean, hey, those guys definitely had the talent to do it, like you said.
100%.
You have to be in the right race with the right pace.
Yeah, like
I thought Luke in his last race, he had a shot. But yeah, I mean, that just goes to show you how hard that is to do.
Sake,
I mean, there's a reason.
Like we made fun of
you weren't like sub,
but it's still a barrier, man.
And part of it is too. I've been wanting to see. I mean, that LaCourie record has been around since 1967. I've been wanting to see. I thought Langan could get it a few years ago, and you'll see Pash will break it. His freshman year at Carolina. If he stays healthy, you'll see the talent's there. And
it's hard.
It's hard to do, and like I want to see it happen so bad that if a guy's close like that, you just hope he gets the opportunities to get in the right race. And you got to you really have to get an open race, and you need a rabbit. You need it set up for that.
Or you at least need other guys around it, right? Like if you're going for sub 4 and there's 2 or 3 other guys 405 and under, okay, maybe you all could push each other, right?
Yeah.
You're all going to go around that 59-second pace and hit it, and then it's a battle. But if you're sitting there and you're the 405 guy and everyone else is 408, 407, it's damn near impossible, right? Because you're gonna have to go do it on your own, and very few people run sub 4 on their own at a high school. It's incredibly hard. No. All right, so let's go to the last 2. These were both pole vault
ones. There's more.
2 more pole vault ones. 17-footer in the men's pole vault. What do we have? Like 16.5, I think it was. 16.5. So close, but no cigar. And the last one, Hannah Birdleitner gets a New Jersey pole vault record. She fell short. She had 12. What was it? 12.6. And I think it was 13.4.
Yeah, she's kind of stuck in that number.
Yeah.
I question the bar too on the some of those clearances.
She said 23 for the standards, and they put him at 26. So here's what happened. Yeah.
I pretty much, looking back on it, I don't think I said that anyone was going to come short of any of the over unders that we put out there. Did I predict everybody would? I felt like there was something I said wasn't going to happen.
In your defense, we were like, be aggressive. We forced you to be aggressive.
Looking back, I thought I remember, maybe it was indoors, that I said, as great as Jess OG is, I don't think the Alyssa Wilson record is going to go.
You might have. That might have been indoor.
Just so
that might have been indoor. I meant it for out.
You technically, just so you know, you had 2 correct. Oh. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 on technicalities.
And 2 no contest, right?
Huh?
Oh, 4 that
4 because I count Cole's 1, 2 and Benji's 2, 10 and 70. Those are both injury. And then you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wrong. So you were 2 right, 8 wrong.
Yeah. Is there an asterisk considering that I'm
Why not?
Sure I did that podcast from outside the Irish pub.
No, because you were that was I think was that the Wandering Penn State one?
I think it was he was in Philly. He was walking down the street.
Wandering Penn Relays, the Wandering Penn Relays one.
Yeah, my predictions that night were all 100% spot on. Like everything you asked me, but you guys won't bring up the good stuff.
That night it felt great.
Oh, I forgot to say on my Dodger hat. I got my Milesplit. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Take
off that hat.
How about
go throw the other one in the fire. Go throw that Dodgers one in the fire, just so you know. Yeah, but so
are we ready?
We're ready. So
get into what everyone's.
Are we get on the trails now?
We're doing XC. So before we get into any predictions,
yes,
I want to let's get the Jim Lambert rundown for both the men's and the women's years. So first things first, let's start with the ladies. Ladies first. Some of your highlights of the year so far. That you had surprises, things you thought were going to happen that did happen, athletes that you didn't think were going to have breakouts that did. Give us a Jim Lambert ladies rundown.
I mean, first thing that comes to mind is at the top coming into the season, we all, with Paige Shepard coming back, with Leah Starkey winning the 3,200 at the Outdoor Meet of Champs and coming back after being top 10 at in cross. Union Catholic girls bringing back, pretty much, almost their, bringing back, I think 3 scorers from the team that broke the Homedale course record and bringing in freshmen that,
Can I do a quick toss in real quick?
Yeah, toss it.
Before we get into the girls Scholastic right here, can I give Blair Bartlett a freaking shout out? Because obviously we're not going to be able to talk about Blair because she's not going to be in the mix.
Unbelievable.
But can we get a petition real quick before the Meet of Champs to just let Blair race? Like, even if she don't count it if she wins, okay? Don't count her place.
Let her run.
Please just let Blair race Leah and Paige.
Let her run unattached. Let her run. Let her run just a plain
t-shirt. So good over there at Lawrenceville.
She's ranked 3rd in the country.
Golden ticket. Give her a golden ticket for the Meet of Champs.
Yeah.
I just want her to be there and race, like you said. Don't let it count. She won't count her place, but I just want to see Blair race them.
Yeah, I'm glad you threw her name out because I was going to bring that up as far as the season in general. Blair Bartlett being one of the best runners in the country isn't a surprise based on what she did on the track.
Yes,
but the way that she is doing it, the way that she is just blowing apart every course record, and I hate to use this word. It gets used too much in this sport, but she makes it look, I don't want to say easy effort. She always looks like she has way more in the tank that
the best ones always
there's still more to come.
The greats always do. The greats make it look easy. They really do.
She ran that 17, was it 21, 22 at Homedale to Shore coaches meet?
Yep. It was like,
and it was like she could have just kept going she could have run the course backwards right after that and done it again. So just what she's doing. I mean, I don't care where you run 16, 15.
Yes,
I don't care. I don't care if you're going downhill the whole time on skates, whatever it is. That just, I mean,
you could take Blair
Caitlin Tuohy's 16:21 at Homedale is by itself.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
And what she did there.
Yeah.
But 16:16, like I said, I don't care where it is. It just like Dumas, it just blows my mind, and I can't wait to see what she does. She'll be at the Nike regional at Bowdoin. We'll see her and Paige go head to head there. Unfortunately, I don't think, unless we get into this too, there is a chance we see Blair Bartlett, Paige Shepard, and Leah Starkey all on the line together one time, and that would be at Brooks Nationals.
So can I quickly give another shout out real quick to the coaches of those 3 young ladies, right?
Absolutely.
Because to Coach McCabe, to Coach Lynch, to Coach Duncan over there, because a lot of coaches, and this is going to be a sore spot for some people, but a lot of coaches sit there and look at these coaches that have great, talented athletes, and it's like, I wish I had them. And I get it, right? It definitely helps. But there is a skill to coaching talent, right?
Absolutely.
There is a great skill to keeping these gifted athletes grounded, number one, and confident, because you don't think, especially in this time, that Leah, Paige, and Blair all know who each other is, that Leah, Paige, and Blair all know what each other is doing.
Sure.
So I also want to give a shout out to the coaches in these ladies are not just meeting expectations, they are surpassing them every single time they step onto a course. It's not like they're just going out and resting on their laurels. So I'm definitely want to give a shout out to the coaches, those three coaches there, and obviously all the other assistant coaches and their teammates, right? Because we've all been teammates of greatness. Like Dave, obviously you've had some great teammates over Rutgers and over in South. I've had some really good teammates over at Marist and
was a two-time media champs winner. Chris Greer.
That's right.
It's so fun sometimes to watch and enjoy and be a part of greatness that you want to do anything to help them, right? And I really think that there's a bunch of the athletes, the UC girls, obviously want to help Paige, right? And UC is just such a different situation too, because the separation between Paige and everyone else isn't that big like it is a lot of public schools. There's a lot of really talented girls at UC too. They run as a pack for a good amount of the race until Paige takes off. So it's such a different, but I just want to give a shout out to the ones that don't get the shout outs, the teammates that help these athletes, and the coaches that are taking these ladies and keeping them mentally, physically ready, having great plans with them, getting them to peak at the right time, and just awesome job for all of them.
No, well said. And you're right. I mean, they're looking to extend their seasons into December, those runners. Like not over racing them, the training. And for Blair, first year running cross country, it's just hard to believe.
And still coaching all the other athletes too. Like these coaches still have to coach every other athlete there. It's not just focusing on their best runners.
It is now.
It is now, and you get down to that trickle, but at the same time,
absolutely,
it's still coaching everyone else, and all three of those coaches have a good group behind all those ladies as well, really bringing up those teams. So just showing love there. So go ahead, Jim, keep giving us your recap.
No, just saying that hopefully now Paige Shepard received her golden ticket today from Brooks. So like I said, the race everybody in the state has wanted to see. Since the summer, since we knew Blair was going to be running, is to get the three of them on the line together. So right now, Blair, I can't imagine her not getting a golden ticket. She's going to run the Nike Northeast Regional. I can't imagine a golden ticket not being extended to Blair. And then Leah's going to Brooks. She's not going to be running at the Nike Regional, and you would think that obviously she has a great shot to qualify. So
I mean, if you're Brooks, why wouldn't you want to put those three on the line, right? Just for the notoriety of it. You don't think if those three are on the line, you don't think the articles are going to write themselves? It was like, hey, the number 3 girl in the country plus 2 girls, the 2 other top girls in the state of New Jersey that are also all ranked in the top 50 in the country, 25 in the country. Brooks should want them there.
I mean, they're not, obviously they're doing it their way, and they're just leaking. I shouldn't say leaking. They are announcing the golden ticket winners. They're just doing it over a long period of time instead of just saying, here's all of our tickets. So, I mean, we'll see that. I'm sure that's coming soon, but, I mean, you talk about surprises this year. I liked, talking to Julia Flanagan the other day from Holy Cross. I mean, here's somebody, very good runner last year, but not someone we were looking at to predict to be a top 10 runner to meet a champs last year. And what did she do after last season? A very strong junior year. And she said, I want to be one of the best runners in the state. How do I get there? And it's just putting in the mileage and becoming a student of the sport and dedicating yourself, everything, diet, sleep, miles. I mean, you guys know there's so much that goes into that to being a champion, and to drop her time by, I don't think she broke 20 last year. That was her goal last year. And now she's a state champ, 1840s. So seeing runners take that, that were kind of on that second group of runners at the Meet of Champs last year that, maybe a lot of people weren't paying attention to. I've been seeing people come back from, there's nothing better than seeing people come back from injuries, especially, or an illness, and there's so many runners I talked to over the last couple of weeks. Lexi Mazzone from Voorhees.
Yep.
Runner. a knee injury. I think it was a hip, a knee. I mean, you name it. She was just like, every time she came back, there'd be another setback. But you know what? She showed that this is what the sport's about, is just getting yourself off the mat and just knowing that you can't give up on yourself and believing in yourself and just trusting your coaches and your trainers and whoever you're working with, and physical therapy, and coming back when sometimes there had to be moments where you thought, you know what, maybe I'm not going to get back to being where I was before. And
not easy.
Shout out to Lexi Mazzone and a lot of other runners I talked to who was it? I was talking to the other day. It's another state champ. She's Molly from Hardin Central.
Yes.
Domeray, Molly Domeray from Hardin. Last year had no idea why she was just sluggish in races. Her times are dropping off. She just felt like, well, maybe I'm just not as fit as I thought I was. And she knew it after last year's Group 4 race. Like, no, there's got to be something else wrong. I am training as well as I ever have, but my times aren't improving. And she found out iron. I mean, how many, we've talked about this many times before.
Runners if you are a distance runner, if you are a young distance runner and you're putting in the work, you're putting in the time, but you're just feeling sluggish, please go check. More than likely you have an iron deficiency. It's a very easy and simple fix. For distance runners. It just happens. It's something
coaches have gotten really good at identifying. They see the workouts every single day. They know something's off. And hey, she went, took care of it, and became a state champ, and keeps breaking her own course record at Homedale. She's a shout out to Rutgers. Rutgers getting a great runner there with Molly.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of state champs going Rutgers way. I
as they should. Stay home, baby. Stay home.
Yeah, Jay Adamala from Colts Neck, another one going there.
Quick question, history question for you. Because right now, obviously, there's some great runners going there, but I think we all predict that for Meet of Champs and Ladies, it's going to be the Paige and Leah show, right? Everyone's expecting that showdown. Obviously, we can get shocked. There is always those chances where we're looking here and then there, someone goes, right? And we get a shocker, the best performance that they've had in their career. With that being said, in the history that you can remember, how often have we had a lead up to a Meet of Champs where a senior hasn't truly been in the mix to win? Because right now it's two underclassmen.
I would say it happens more on the girls' side than it would on the boys'
side. But here's the thing. There's always a favorite that might be young, but there's always a senior that's like, when we had Paige, we had Emma Zawatsky, right? It was Paige and Emma going to battle.
Last year we had Lilia.
We had Lilia, right? So it's I think it's rare that just a senior is not there to be in a challenge. And right now we're not looking at that senior that's kind of in the stratosphere of what Leah and Paige are capable of doing.
No, you're right. You're right. And I mean, Allison Lee would be the best senior on paper, Homedale, 18.
Very talented.
And Allison's very good. Like, it's not like she's not very good, but going up against two all-time greats currently, and that's difficult when you have two at one time.
Sure. Yeah, Allison was very confident. Allison was very confident when I spoke to her after she won the Group 3 state title. Time wasn't the number one priority for her. She had finished second to Lily the year before. She, being a state champ was
it's all that
mattered most to her.
Absolutely,
of course.
And the time came with it, and she felt like after the race that that she can run right up there with Leah and Paige.
Good.
She's going to try to do that, and hey, you got to put it on the line. This is the Meet of Champs.
She's tough, man.
And to all the ladies that might listen to this or maybe get a clip of this, use this, please.
Go for it.
Use this as a chip on your shoulder that prolific writer Jim Lambert is giving you love, but still, we're all kind of writing you off. And it's not to be mean, but we are looking at this and we are saying flat out on paper, this race is between Leah and Paige. Right. Use this as a chip on your shoulder. None of us are knocking you, but go out there and prove us wrong. Right. Even if you don't beat them, but you go and run the race of your life and you sit there and you set yourself up for an incredible indoor season or a great Nike or get a golden ticket to Brooks based off of this performance, right?
Yep.
Go out there and I want you to use this as a chip. None of us are mad at you. Go out there, use this as a chip on your shoulder that a podcast was not giving you the respect you think you deserve. That's all I want.
Hey, for every runner's sake, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that they make the big drop. But we've seen it before. The Meet of Champions, there are always big drops.
Yes.
And hey, you mentioned before, I mean, Paige and Leah, it's the first time ever, and I wrote about this in my preview today. It's the first time ever there are two sub 1740 runners at Homedale taking the line. And I mean, you're looking at 1738 Paige, 1731 Starkey, No one else.
Jesus Christ.
And
they're both gamers. Like,
craziest
neither
part
of them are
is
scared of anything. They are both gamers. So
but the craziest part is that they might be the second and third best XC runners in the state because Blair.
It's so ridiculous to even think about.
And they're all underclassmen, like you said before. They're all going to be back next year doing this. But back to your point, Alex, about runners kind of being overshadowed when you have two runners who are so much faster than everybody. Yeah. Let's see an Allison Lee, or it could be someone we're not even talking about, who just goes out there and
go shatter 18. Here's the thing: if they go out there and we have a few other girls that get strung along, run up top, and they get to that downhill at Homedale, and the momentum takes them, because once you get past that bowl, you get past the tennis courts, you just float, baby. You just float down that hill, right? It's all about preserving the knees at that point, but you float. Like, just go, and something crazy can happen.
Never know.
Yeah. You never know how the pace is. Maybe it's not as fast. I mean, I can't imagine it not being.
I don't think either of them are going to let that pace be slow. Either of them want to let each other have.
They both like to go for it, which is
almost impossible for this.
They both like the front run, which is going to be
ever.
It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fascinating.
But I mean, the old saying, "Honors in the effort."
Yep.
Don't go into a race just saying like, "Oh, I can't win. Oh, I'm running for third. I'm running for second. I'm running for third. I'm running for fourth." I mean, yes, there are runners that going into this race who are going to be in like the backpack or the chase pack. But let's see who goes out there.
Have you ever had a girl who won it last year, right? Goes out in the spring and runs 4:30 something in a 16, and then now we're not even sure if she can actually win. Like that, it's crazy that like Leah's even put herself in this situation, because like going into the season, it was like, yeah, Leah's going to be really good, but Paige won last year. She's coming off of a ridiculous track season, and now as the season has folded out, Leah's got a little faster times. I know maybe Paige has saving something, but like it's fascinating that we're even talking about this when like Paige was like, it's just crazy that Leah has put herself in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, she's dropped her PRs on every course immensely, and it just goes to show like how much work she put in. And I think the one thing that jumps out me about this showdown is, just like boxing, and we hear all the time in racing too, styles make races.
Yep.
And they couldn't be more different as far as,
oh my God, diametrically different.
Paige, the greatest miler in state history. I mean, as a sophomore,
who's going to keep resetting her own marks.
The fastest 15-year-old miler in the world. I mean, no 15. I mean, so what you have, and she's a 56-second quarter miler. So you have that
it's insane
miler.
Right.
Hey, look, and you have Leah is the classic distance runner. She can run the pace that she goes out in forever. She's a classic 5K, 10K.
I've said to Coach Lynch before, I'm excited already to see her collegiate 10Ks. Like, I'm already excited for Leah's and on that note, Blair's collegiate 10Ks, right? Like, watching Blair and Leah go to battle for the rest of their careers when they're both big in college as well is already exciting for me.
Right.
To see two New Jersey people,
because I don't think
tops in the nation in college as well.
I don't see Paige running many 10Ks in her
Paige and Natalie are going to be going to battle in the 8 and the 15. Like,
oh my
we
gosh,
have some great setups going in the future.
The 800s that we have coming up, indoors and outdoors, the potential there. We get into that
some
later.
Multiple sub 2 people potentially, like, insane.
Yeah. But I'm sure everybody who's following the sport knows that the key to the race on Saturday, who comes out on top between Paige and Leah, is and I wrote this in my preview today for anyone who saw it, can Leah get separation at some point? She's going to have to.
100%.
She's going to have to get some kind of a gap somewhere, make
if
some
it's
kind of
close at the tennis courts, you got to favor Paige.
And here's the thing I think we all need to factor in. And I think that this, and I don't think this is bad, because cross country is a team sport ultimately. Paige has the teammates to run with them for 2 miles. If they to at least get up to a point of being into the bowl, she has some other teammates up there that are capable of running with Leah and Paige for at least 1.5 miles. And if they can strategize a way to keep Leah from getting that separation midway through the race, right before the tennis courts, if they can figure out a way to crowd it, it's going to be tough. Because,
like a Kenyan style.
Like, listen, I've seen teams do it before, right?
I don't think Leah lets that happen. I
don't think there's.
Leah would need to lead from wire to wire. Honestly,
she would do it.
She's not surprised.
She's done that every race.
I know.
I am gonna stand at the top of the first hill, or maybe a little bit into tennis courts, and I'll be shocked if they aren't attached at the hip with a 25-meter lead on the rest of the field. They're gonna go out, and Paige is going to most likely just stay on her. It's
definitely going to be Leah.
That's racing 101, right?
Leah's going to be leading. Leah's going to be the one who's pushing the pace because Paige knows that, like, I have the speed. So if I sit and kick,
it's going to be
fascinating. It's going
to be awesome.
I mean, everyone knows how Paige can close her strength of the race. And we saw it 2 years ago when Paige was a freshman running against Zawadzki.
Emma Carter.
Yeah, I mean, Paige went out really, really hard in that race.
But the difference there is, though, Emma was a kicker. Emma was a very similar racer to Paige. So having Emma catch her late wasn't as surprising as if we're trying to watch Leah hawk her down, right? Yeah, they're different type of runners. Leah's not necessarily.
Leah's got to be out front. Leah's got to be out front.
Leah's not 100%. Like Emma. Emma was stronger down the stretch than Leah is.
Well, I also think that Homedale Park can favor the stronger, more distance-oriented runner over like Ocean County Park or Summer Flat. Like, I think the fact that it's over hills can give a little bit of an advantage to that person.
Yeah. But, going back to 2 years ago, when Emma overtook Paige, she opened up a huge gap on her. But what happened in the backwoods, you saw when it came out, is Paige closed it back up again. She lost contact there, but then all of a sudden, her strength, the back end of that race.
Yeah.
So that's in the back of her mind too, that she knows that she can't let that gap. I mean, what does she need? What does Leah need? How much does she need to hold off Paige? I mean, it's going to be tough.
I think Leah's at least going to need like a 10-second gap going into that downhill end. Yeah. You're going to need at least 10 seconds.
Yeah. And I know it.
Safe.
And I don't think that I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, my prediction, and I put it out on the preview, is that I feel that Paige will stay within striking distance and win an all-time classic race and run, I forget what I put down. I think I said, 1720 range. They'll both be under 1730, and we'll all be just shaking our heads in awe that, wow, this lived up to the hype. Two of the greatest we've ever seen. It's unfortunate that someone can run under 1730 and not win the meet of champions. I mean, you got to tip your cap to both of them if they run that way.
It's going to be amazing.
It is.
Dave, what do you got? Dave, who do you got?
I'm
going Paige.
I picked Paige to win. I picked Paige to win. I say that she's going to.
I am just blown away by the progression I've seen with Leah. I mean, Paige is an it's so hard because I keep going back and forth because I predict Leah will win in a very close race, but I could change that prediction a half mile in it's so close. I just think that she just got on this course with her strength base. I think she's going to be able to. I don't know. I think it's going to have to be all in the bull mile. It's it's going to have to go there. But because if it's close coming out of the bowl, it's going to be tough for Leah because I do think if it's close. And it comes like if they're out of the woods and Paige is within 3 seconds.
Well, I mean, you guys have been around long enough to know, and I've seen a lot of races like this. And the top of the bowl, there are so many decisive moves made.
That's the place to go.
To just say, this is where I'm going to go because everybody's hurting a little bit. They need everyone needs.
If you don't hit that turn at the end,
if you go there, then you recover, but you recover further ahead because people.
If you can go there and get a gap and not pay that price when you go around the 2 mile by the fence there, and then you hit the straightaway. I mean, sometimes you have to take a risk sometimes to win a race like this, and that could be. I mean, who knows if there's a. This is just fascinating because so many different things can happen. Where does Leah just hit the gas and say, all right, if I'm going to win this race, I have to do it here. And then I'll worry about how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. I'm regroup around the tennis courts and finish strong. But I just don't, like I said, there's so many different ways it can play out. And I just feel like that that Leah or nobody right now can shake Paige, and if they can't shake her, they can't beat her.
I think that
I mean,
they're both tough as nails.
If there's no separation, it's gonna be Paige. But
I think they're both tough as nails. And
you know
I think they're both going to run their races. And I think that it will come down to the line, because I don't think Paige, if Leah sits there and takes the second mile and just blitzes it, right? I don't know if Paige is going to want to stick on her hip, because I don't know if Paige is going to sit there and go, if I pay now, you know, do I really, I know I can run her down in that last mile. I have confidence. As long as I can see her, I can get her, right? So I think that there might be some strategy there where Paige might go, bye, Leah, go run on your own for a little bit. I will keep contact with you. And once I get out of this bowl, every step I'm tracking you down. Yeah, and I think that might pay, because I don't know if I'm Coach McCabe, I'm not going to Paige and saying run Leah's race, right? Because that's exactly what Leah Starkey is going to want Paige to do. Leah's going to want Paige to be on her hip the whole time, so that by the end, I know I'm strong. I've run 17:31 here. I know my strength. I'm fine.
But at the same time, she also knows that she
both,
has she also knows that she has somebody who has the best kick in the race and the best
it's so hard. So
listen, Leah's just got to try to take the kick at her. She has to take
this thing. I'm with Dave.
Just be I'm just running.
I'm going Leah by a hair, but I'm also going, my future prediction is we will see Paige wanting revenge and running a 32 indoor. Instead of running, because she doesn't need the mile. She knows she's going to win the mile, right? That's almost foregone.
Oh, listen, if
she's going to sit there and look at it and go, I'm now coming to your turf, Leah, and let's see what we can do here.
I am all for.
Well, we also could see her go 800 and we get Dumas and Shepard 800.
I'm only going the way that I'm going because of the course. I think if it's flat course, I would pick Paige. But
another thing too to consider. That's a good point. And another thing to consider too is Leah was not 100% on Saturday.
No.
She was battling she had a stomach bug a couple days previous. She was feeling so awful that right after the race, she immediately just went home. I had her coach apologize for not being able to come over to interview, but she hasn't been feeling well. The last mile, she was feeling it. So we saw Leah Starkey run 17:31, and she was still a little bit under the weather. So, I mean, could Leah Starkey go drop a sub 17:20, an all-time great time, and win this race? Of course she can. Of course she has that kind of talent.
And it's like, if that happens and Paige loses to that, that's one of the things where you just tip your cap. Right. Awesome job. Right. How much more can I? Right? Like it's like watching Dumas with Dumas did. You just tip your cap to that, right?
Yeah, you run your best race, and the best girl wins. I mean, that's what this is.
Yeah.
And
so now let's. Oh, go ahead, David.
I mean, is it? I don't know if it's even worth talking about the team title for girls. Like, it's going to be. It's already over.
There's never. I mean, there's never been.
There's
never been. They could. I mean, they don't even have to run, their full 7. I mean, it's the biggest lock. It's the biggest lock we've ever had for a team title.
The race is for second. The team race is for second.
In a race for second, I mean, 1836 is what Union Catholic averaged last week. As you know, they broke their own course record average, and they all said they had more in them.
1830s.
I believe they do.
Oh, God.
I mean, so they're going to run into 7. They're going to run in the 1820s probably and blow that apart.
Do you remember a time where 1820s was actually putting you in the conversation for maybe having a great race and winning? If you were going to go near 18, and now we're sitting there going, a sub 1730 is possible. Like, what a time to be alive.
There are many boys teams who don't average 1820.
I mean, I don't want to cheat and look it up right now, but I think Emma Zawadzki, when she won the first of her 2 titles, ran around in 1820, something like that. I mean, and now there's a team that's going to average that. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And
I mean, but the only thing with XC is you run the race you're in, right? That's the only thing that. So if you don't need to go sub 18, you run the race you're in and you win where you win, right? So
100%.
There's but the good part about this is we have 2 generational talents that are about to go to battle. And my favorite part about all this is we're having this conversation again next year because they're coming back for XC next year. So whatever happens this year, we're looking at next year for what they want to do.
Hey, forget about next year. We might look at it right before the Brooks race.
Seriously.
It could all be on the line. So it could happen.
You need to get Blair in this race next year.
Can we have a petition to get her unattached next year in?
Doesn't have to count. Just run it. Just
I don't know if I don't know if NJSIAA will allow.
They won't. Heck no.
Because it's the culmination. Listen, here's
not
the thing though. I don't want to rock the boat because I don't want to rock the boat because they already want to take away our media champs as it is. So let's not rock that boat. Let's just let Blair go and do a training race happen that day, a training run, where she happens to on the line and just happens to run against them.
She just bought her spikes and she's out for a run.
Well, we at the very least we have to try to get them in the same race at short coaches.
That's
something we can work on, and that can actually happen.
Make that happen.
So on Coach Torchia's orders,
he wants to, what is it? Is Carl's ready? Carl's probably ready to go to sleep, and he wants to hear about.
Well, let's talk about the gentlemen. So give us a recap of the gentlemen's year, and then we'll get into some predictions.
Boys season is very interesting because when I looked at the preseason top 20, and you're going off 3,200, times on the track, returning home Dale times and things, you come up with like a good idea as to who the top teams are going to be. And this season, Christian Brothers was head and shoulders above everybody. But the teams like Haddonfield, Cherokee, Manalapan, all those teams that would be chasing CBA and that would be chasing them Saturday. It was quite a progression to get where they are now. I've never seen a season where so many teams weren't at 100%. And even CBA, I think I've only had 2. Carl will correct me if I'm wrong. 2 races where they're full 7. Here it comes. He's gonna come on and tell us. I think it's 2 times. I think it's 2 races where they're full 7 raced. Haddonfield guys hurt in and out of the lineup for different reasons.
I got to tell you, man, what a performance they had on Saturday. Haddonfield.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
and
they were good, but man, that was impressive.
And that's my point is we waited all season. We knew the talent for Haddonfield, for Cherokee, for Manalapan, but those teams never really were at full strength. And
I think it made a weird season for that too, right? Because they weren't at full strength, the ladies got the chance to kind of overshadow them, right? Because we weren't getting all of these great performances that we would have gotten, right?
And also and this is just my take, but like CBA this year, like you said, they haven't really run it. So like there was this, I guess, this perception that like maybe they were more beatable,
vulnerable
this year that they were. I mean, they're clearly not, but like that was kind of the perception because they hadn't run anybody. They had lost Joe, but I mean,
in the public schools' eyes defense, every year we're saying, CBA is vulnerable this year because we're pumping ourselves up.
Sean and Carlos guys and Coach Laney, they've done a great job. Like they are ready to go. They proved last Saturday that all that talk about maybe them being beat up. No, they are head and shoulders right there.
All those guys. Guys were out.
That is a big factor as they're setting up the rest of their lives.
At the conference meet, Luke wasn't feeling great, so he didn't
run. Yeah, he didn't run.
Like Carl said, those guys. That's when you're taking your college visits. And so getting back to my original point is we never really got to see until the last couple of weeks just how strong the top teams in the state were. And Haddonfield said all along when we got our guys together on the line, CBA, they knew all along what they could do, and they all said after the race on Saturday that there's more in them, especially Luke Nat and Gavin Schmidt up front. I mean, they basically ran like tempo style for a good part of that race, and you'll see it if you watch the video. There's a group together up until you get to coming out of the bowl, even at 2 miles. They put 20 seconds. Those 2 guys alone put 20 seconds on the field the last mile. So there's a lot of run left in those guys at the front of CBA's pack. And I know they had some other guys that weren't quite where they thought they'd be. But, the point is that everybody finally, when it matters most, and that's what we're seeing now too, is these teams are in it for the long haul. I mean, CBA is looking at national championships. Haddonfield's looking to try to qualify there. So Manalapan, very careful all season long about keeping guys healthy for the races that matter. It's so hard to get a gauge on these teams in September and October because those races in the grand scheme of things don't matter. It's training for those teams.
Yes.
Now, other teams have to look at it differently. Other teams.
How much of you do you think is gamesmanship or just actual kids hurt or kids have to do? Or how much of it do you think?
I don't think gamesmanship is really a factor.
I don't either.
Yeah, because Manalapan, they've been knocking on the door. Okay, they've been building and building. This was their year to finally break through and get that state title for the first time in how many years since the 70s?
Yep.
Yeah. And So they had to be careful. That's why you didn't see how many times did Clay run?
Not a lot.
Clay Steven. So very careful, making sure that they're healthy for this race. And
on top of this,
there's nothing to gain. You don't win state titles, by blasting races, in September and
so if you're
October,
CBA,
you don't do it.
If you're CBA, is this a little bit of a blessing, as like we talked about last year, the ridiculously good season, right? Like we've had those incredible seasons where they were just blitzing, going to big meet, came the Nationals a little tired. This year, we still have a team that can go challenge, Niwot Nationals, right? Would we really be surprised if this CBA team, healthy and on fresher legs, comes in, gets to Nationals, and maybe teams like a Niwot, who've ran a lot of national caliber races, have some dead legs? Would it surprise anybody if CBA sneaks in and wins a national championship?
No.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
No, not at all.
It's a difference of, okay, we have the horses. We want to showcase them because college visits are big. They like seeing these big national races, and our guys are good enough to go run in them. So why not let them do it? As opposed to this year, guys are a little bit busier. They're doing some things. Maybe we have some guys nicked up, but now when it matters, their legs are fresh. Listen, and they're ready to go.
It's a different mindset too. Like it's a whole different philosophy. Like you're not training for you're training for now. Like most schools are training for sectionals or their county meet. Like these teams are training for that whole level. So it's like a whole different training schedule. It's fascinating, and I feel like Sean and those guys at CBA, they've really figured out when is the right time to really kind of start to go at it. Because when you're there every year, you get a better indication of, all right, maybe this didn't work this year. Like they're really starting to fine tune it because this is their expectation. So you really have to, and they're doing this year. I think they ran so well on Saturday. Like I was very impressed because
Sean has mastered the formula. When to let Manhattan, you let it rip there. Ocean County Park. I mean, it didn't work out this year because they didn't have their full guys.
I still think some of those teams
they've been so strong in non-public A that they've been able to win that without going, all the way to the to the wall in there, and then letting it rip at Meet of Champs, and then you have the time. Well, I mean, there's only a week between to the regionals next week, and taking nothing away from the rest of the Northeast, but CBA can go in there and run a very controlled race and feel pretty confident that they're going to advance the nationals, where that's the money race. That's the one that they aim towards every year. So it's just a progression of picking your spots, and this is one of their spots. I mean, they purposely did not go all out last week because they're doing it this week. I mean, you can't do it every week, and they're gonna have to do it over the next 3 weeks. They're gonna have to do it, and
I think the battle for second is going to be fascinating.
Oh yeah,
from the men's side, it's a honestly, much closer, gritty battle in second.
Personally, looking at last week's races, I don't think Milesplit ran their best race. I really don't.
I looked at their race, and Cherokee had a guy who was pretty far off
too. Yes, and that was. But I mean, but I think that I thought Haddonfield ran very, very well.
They showed that they're clearly the second best team now.
I do think that Milesplit or Cherokee can have a better performance than it did Saturday. I'm not saying that it'll change anything in terms of the team placement, but I do think that they have runners that can step up and can run. But I mean, that's just how I feel, But and there's probably a team that's sitting 5th or 6th now who says, "Hey, we can run better too." This is Meet of Champs. Teams just step up.
So this is where it kind of gets hard, I guess, individual wise, right? Because guys haven't really been going as all out as normal, right? We've seen a few better, faster performances, but we haven't seen that really this year where we've had those blitzing performances early. Individual predictions. What do you have? Who's winning? Who's up there? Who's contending? What times are we looking like this year? Because for me, this is one of the first years of us doing this show that we aren't looking at this going, okay, I think X, Y, and Z, and I'm thinking these times, and we're thinking this at Homedale. This is a weird year for the guys.
Because I do think that this is the race where a lot of people, it's their coming out party.
Yeah. So what are we thinking, Jim?
I'm thinking that we really haven't seen the best out of the top guys yet, and there's going to be some big drops here. I was
Are we
looking
going
at
to
it
see
today.
guys waiting because they haven't really seen each other? Are we going to see kind of a championship race where guys are, where we're going to see a packed area? Because again, when you haven't seen that, when Strava's not buzzing, these guys don't know what everyone's doing, right? So who's going to go? How do guys run? We're not going off of last year. Are we going to kind of see a pack until, all right, everyone's pissing me off at the bowl. Now we're going to get a group to go and the race is going to be between a chunk of guys? Are we going to get that kind of,
I think you're definitely going to,
but a good championship race?
I think you have some separation.
Big pack at a mile. It'll start to thin out a little bit through the bowl like it always does. But to answer your question, I think at 2 miles, you have a few guys who have a shot to win there. It's not going to be, Barrett was so much better than everybody last year. He was able to run the race the clock last year. This race is all about, running for the win. And I feel like
if I'm Clay Stevens right now, why am I looking at this going, why not me? I should be the class of this field. Like
he's the top returner.
Where my name has been over the past 3 years, I should be Joe Barrett this year. Like that should be the way everybody's looking at me if I'm Clay Stevens.
I talked to Clay after his race last week. He wasn't really happy with, he finished second to Jack Tyndall. We'll talk about Jack from Cherokee.
Jack's a great
but I look back. I mean, obviously Clay's the top returner. He was second last year to Barrett. Nobody dared to even try to go out. Well, a couple guys tried and got burned by trying to go out with Barrett early. And it was really a race for second the whole race. And Clay ran a strong race the pack, and he dropped 16 seconds last year. From Group 4, he finished second last year to Pash. He went 15:53. And I said, okay, let's see how he dropped. He dropped 16 seconds, went to 15:37. So Clay's watching this, or he knows. What he did last year, he's probably thinking, I can do that again.
Sure.
I'm going to put myself out there. I could see him just going out with the pack and being a factor. I mean, he should be. If you run 15:37 at Homedale, you should be a factor in this race. You should believe that you have a chance to win and put yourself right in the front and go after it. And I'm sure he will. And
don't put too much pressure on yourself, Clay. Just let your legs go.
Yeah, run your race.
Brother. You got the talent.
He knows what he's capable of. But you have Nat and Schmidt. Obviously,
Nat and Schmidt are going to be in there.
40 and 42 last week. And like I said, they didn't start really hammering until they were in that last mile last week. So I am 100%, confident that those guys are going to drop. And I know they are too. They both said that they had a lot more run in them. And they don't just say that. They don't just blow smoke. And, CBA, they know their bodies and they know what they're ready for. I feel like those guys, it's going to be it's 15:30. I mean, I feel like you're going to have to go 15:30
going out there and running with them. Is Jack capable of going out there and doing that with them from Cherokee?
That's it. Hey, that's the $1 million question, right?
Because I think he's a wild card.
Right? Can somebody handle the pace that it's going to take, the hurt, and stay on that pain train, fight through it, and then try and dig down in the last mile? Jack Tyndall's as much talent as anybody we've seen come through the state. Freshman course record last year at Homedale. And then
which was part of your prediction, by the way. You got that one right last year.
I do a little better with the cross country stuff. But,
it's a little bit easier.
But he talked last week very openly and candidly about how, hey, I felt really smooth at the mile. I felt rare. I mean, I felt like I could have. I just went out with the pack. This is how these races go, right? You just go out, you see how you feel, and you just know when it's time to go. And he said he was comfortable the whole race, never felt like he couldn't push harder, and he was 15:54. But he's going to have to, and he knows it. You're going to have to drop 20 seconds. These guys in the 50s are going to have to drop. They've never had to do it before, except for Clay.
Has anyone checked the weather for Saturday?
Yeah, it looked like it was in the 40s.
All right,
cross country weather, baby.
That's good.
That's another thing too. That's another thing too. It was warm last Saturday.
The afternoon got very warm.
Yeah, and Nat and Schmidt. I know I've said it a few times. Very comfortable. I mean, as comfortable as a 15:40 and a 15:42 can look and feel. They showed that they are ready for something really. It could be something special. I said Jack Tyndall, Jay Adamala. I mean, there's some other guys, Marcus Valenzuela. There's some other guys under 16 in this race. But to me, those guys, I think up front can get down in the 15:20, 15:30 range. Can these guys make that drop? And that's, I mean, teammates going 1-2. It's rare. I mean, obviously the Roses did it, but we could see something special where Nat and Schmidt.
Prediction time.
Yeah,
who's winning?
I picked. Hey, it's. I have no choice. I already put it out there on a Milesplit preview that I had Nat running about 15:30 and winning the race. I didn't go deeper. There'll be deeper predictions coming out on the Milesplit website, but I mean Schmidt. I mean, I don't see Tyndall. I mean, I keep changing my mind on just how it's going to look coming in, but every time I play it out of my head, I just think that Nat is just so strong and so fit right now that it's his time to become a legend of the fall and lead CBA to another epic performance with Schmidt not far behind. In the CBA, they talked about another prediction I made was, CBA 16:01 last week, and they, like I said, they all feel like they can drop. I figure they're all work. I think they can all drop 10 seconds, get a 15:50 range.
Wow,
man. I mean, when these guys tell me, I mean, over the years,
you've learned to believe them.
You come to realize that they're usually on the money about what they're going to run. And
because I also think that Sean, Carl, Lenny, they set the expectations, but they're not expectations that are out of the norm. What they see this group can achieve. So when those expectations are set, the boys then believe it, right? Like they sit there and they know that, coach isn't going to tell them anything that they don't firmly believe that they can accomplish and can do.
Correct.
So I think that confidence then goes into the boys, and then they see their training and they feel good, and it all comes together where they're like, hey, let's go do it. Let's go get it done, and let's go do something special.
Yeah, well, the number one thing every year at CBA is they instill that in every single runner, that you have the potential to be the best team at CBA. And they look at what was done before, and I asked them the other day if they ever feel pressure or if it's like a burden.
Sure.
And, to a man, and I knew what they were going to say. No, they live for the pressure. They know the alums.
That's why you go to CBA.
It fuels their fire to go out there and run for the uniform, run for the guys who've run there before. You guys have heard it. But it's so real that they feel that weight, but it also drives them to just prove they can do that, and they can make their own history, create their own legacy. And they talked about 15:42 the other day with me. I was like, can this team be better than last year's team? And they all so confident. Yes, we definitely feel like we can do it.
That's awesome.
And you know what?
That's awesome to hear, man. That's so cool.
Of course. Why are you racing if you can't race? You can't.
I'd be more worried if they said no, that we can't. But they would.
No one's going to say no.
Never.
Yeah, but
so Dave, going to you.
Oh God,
who are you picking
for the individual?
Yep, we know team CBA is going to win. But
based upon what we've seen last week, you have to go Nat. Based upon based upon what the most current race was. You would have to. I don't know. I mean, it's again, like there's always someone who comes up, but I mean, as of now, you got to go Nat.
A new star is going to be born at Meet of Champs officially. Jack Tyndall will arrive. They will let him hang around too long, and he will win in a high 15:30.
Wow.
He will sit there, and I think that Nat and Schmidt will be the cream. They will be there. Clay will run tough. I think Jax will hang on, and I think he's going to run and surprise himself, and I think that he will surprise everyone, and we will see him arise. I think Tyndall's going to win the race.
I feel like he believes he can.
Of course. I mean,
I really,
everyone there does.
Yeah,
everyone there thinks that.
But I mean,
would I be surprised if Clay won? I mean, he ran 15:30. I would not be. At all.
And like we said to the ladies.
But again, based upon last week.
Like we said to the ladies, Clay, if you're watching this, none of us just picked you. And you finished second last year, Clay. Yeah. Go friggin' win, man. Like, you know what I like? Use this. Use this.
Go out and prove us wrong.
Yeah.
You run 15:25.
But I'm thinking that we see, this is time, MOCs, an XC springboards you to having an amazing indoor and outdoor season. And I think Tyndall is going to plant that flag and also in turn make Nat and Schmidt so much hungrier for regionals and for nationals, knowing that I think they're going to be pissed. And there's very few things. There's very few things scarier for the rest of the country than a pissed off CBA team. And when it comes to XC, so but I'm predicting the Tyndall is officially going to arrive.
The best thing about this race, and we just talked about it, is so many guys are capable of winning. This hasn't happened in a while.
It's fun.
It hasn't happened. We talked about Barrett last year. It was just basically a 3.1 mile, victory run. How low would Joe go? The clock. The year before when Joe won, I think that there was who was second 2 years ago?
Was it Luke Pash? Did Pash end up getting second that year?
No, I don't think so. Hold on.
No, shoot.
Check.
That's the year that Wischusen was having a lot of hamstring issues.
Was it whatchamacallit? Was it one of the Westfield boys? The year before? Was it
Avery Keith?
Was it Avery that got second? Or was he third that year? Because Avery had a hell of a year 2 years ago.
He did. I mean, that
was a monster.
That Westfield team
was ridiculous.
We're talking about Haddonfield.
Talking about one of the best teams around. I'm talking about one of the best teams that you're going to put in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
As a public school team, holy crap.
Yeah. I mean, they ran Westfield ran 1601 that year. In the Group 4
public school running 1601.
Yeah.
My God.
That's something Haddonfield. I mean, look, Haddonfield's taking a line here, feeling like, hey, let's go after CBA. Never just like you say, we don't race on paper.
You race.
You got to make it happen. So let's see if they can make a run at that 16.
All you got to do is pick off the guy in front of you right before you cross that line, because every single spot matters. Go get one more guy.
Yeah, I think Haddonfield's going to make a really big drop. I think they.
Do they go after Westfield 1601? Do you think they can go sub 16 or get 16?
No, it was Avery Keith was fourth. It was Barrett, Peyton Shoot, and Stephen Cavallos.
Shoot.
And Cavallos. Yes.
Other
great runners.
Apologies to Peyton.
Sorry, Peyton. Sorry.
He made it to Foot Locker Nationals that year and everything. Sorry.
Luke Pash was seventh, and Clay was eighth as a sophomore.
Yeah. The point is, this is the first race in a while we're going into where 3, 4, maybe even 5, guys can win the race. And Jack Tyndall's pick, I like it, Alex. And I've thought about his chances in this race and just how strong he's been. And he's coming on. He was sick at the end of last year in cross country. He's got that little chip, like something to prove. And we've never had a sophomore win.
Really?
That would, never.
It's been, remember,
because never.
Girls cross country.
Not even El Mucho? He didn't win
he never won to meet a champs in cross.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think, and who did Craig got clipped by somebody at the end? Craig Forey's my sophomore year. He was right up there, and he got second to.
Hang on,
lost to that year.
He won junior and senior year.
He dominated junior and senior. It wasn't close. I'm trying to think who beat him. It was a really good runner too. I think he won. I think he repeated. I think he won both years. I think Craig finished third and then second, his freshman and then sophomore year. Trying to remember. Dave's doing some research here.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Craig wasn't that hot. He wasn't.
What? Alex, what year?
It was 2005.
He was Bobby Papazian.
Yes.
From
Bernard's?
Yeah. Gil St. Bernard's.
St. Bernard's. Yeah.
Bobby Papazian. Yeah. Craig was second in that race.
God, you imagine imagine at that time Gil St. Bernard's as Bobby Papazian leaves, you get Doug Smith coming in. Like, what the hell? Yeah, Doug Smith coming in right behind Bob. Like, that's not fair. Doug was so good, man.
Doug Smith has answered a trivia question. Who are the best guys that didn't win meet a
Alex,
he's right up there.
Voorhees won in 2005.
Yeah, 5 and 6.
And then it was Ben Masson was 2.
Ben Masson was second from Chatham. Yeah,
Ben Masson was really good too.
And then you had Perella from Westfield was 3rd.
Yeah.
Foot Locker finalist that year. I mean, but we haven't had a year like this year where
interesting year. So I'm calling it first ever sophomore winning Tyndall, and I don't think it's going to be this big, sub 1530 type of thing. I think that I'm not saying Tish and Schmidt are going to take it easy. I think the race is going to work its way. You know what I mean? Sometimes races just work their way, and where 1542 and 1540 felt smooth, 1539 and 1540 is not going to feel as smooth. Like those races sometimes feel that way. It's just a difference, and I think that the race is going to work out where they're going to hang out enough where Tyndall has the race of his life, and those guys run really well. but I think he clips him. I think he clips him, and I think and Clay's running tough.
But that scenario could definitely play out. But I think if that plays out, it's just going to be faster. I think these guys are just too fit and too strong to not drop 10 seconds off what they ran last week. I'm talking about Nat and Schmidt.
I think it depends on there's so many factors, like weather and
how that first uphill goes through, how that first 400 goes is massive, right? Because you go across that field, you got some psychos that are sprinting that have no business getting up to that hill before some people, right? And it tightens up pretty tight when you're going up that hill. That's a factor there. If you can't get up and get out and start getting into the race there, that becomes tough if you let yourself get caught, which all these guys are experienced, right? They don't let themselves get caught.
No, that
situation, that field is a monster.
Yeah.
It's the first 800, 1200. You just can't get out there too fast. You'll just kill your race right there. I mean, that's
the first mile is by far the hardest mile there.
It's such a weird. Everyone talks about the bowl, but
the rest of the bull mile is just flat or downhill. It's just
getting into that uphill is so important in a good position and running it smart, because there's a 400-meter uphill to start the friggin' race. Like, what happened? Like, you go 400 meters across a field, then 400 meters up a hill. Like, why does Homedale hate you? Like, Homedale just hates you.
Almost everyone will tell you that start hill hurts a lot more than the bowl does.
It does.
Absolutely, not even close.
Your legs are already shot, and then you have to deal with the bowl. That's what makes the bowl so hard.
Right.
Your legs are already shot, and then you have to deal with that.
Through the race when you hit the bowl. That's the only. You're right, Alex. That's the only reason why people say, "Oh, it's horrible." No, it's not.
The bull mile is the easiest mile.
Yeah,
well, I guess the last one because it's
if you run it right, you negative split the second mile almost all the time.
And on top of that, the secret of the bowl that makes it hard isn't necessarily the coming out. It's the fact that at the top, you still have to turn and go another few steps up a hill.
That step
to the left hurts.
That last step is that's the toughest step in the sport.
It is miserable because you're already tired. That bowl is steep. It's not long, but it is steep. And then when you think you're done, you have to plant your foot, turn your exhausted body, and still try to get right back to pace. It is awful.
I mean,
like for people that haven't done it, that sucks.
There are probably people watching who disagree and say, "Oh, the bowl's awful." And I challenge them to, and I've done this, and I challenge people to just go to Homedale, run the course. Okay, you run the start hill. Maybe another time come back to the park, or maybe just walk out to the bowl.
Yeah,
go to the bottom of the bowl, and just run up the bowl completely fresh.
Yep.
And then do that again at the start hill another time, and then compare the two. There's no comparison.
No. I'll say this. I'll imagine those
that triangle is tricky.
Really quick. Those that say the bowl is the hardest are the teams that don't have the chance to practice at Homedale, though, because Manchester, we were fortunate we would bus over there, right? The teams around that area will bus there, and coaches that especially teams that they want their teams to really do well.
Yeah.
Outside of just doing short coaches, will go there about a week or two before these big races and do some workouts on the first hill, do some hills there, do some hills on the bowl to get that step. So when you have that experience of not just racing there twice or three times a year, but going in there and doing some workouts, then you can kind of understand the strategy and know what you need to do and why that first hill sucks more than the bowl. And the bowl is more of just strategy and how to do it. So, and I think that's the difference. If you only go there a few times a year to race, the bowl is miserable, right? Because you're already tired. But if you go there more often and you understand the course, then you realize that first hill is just it's a demon.
No, you nailed it there. And over the years, the coaches have learned how to run Homedale.
Yes. Sure. Yes.
I mean,
it's a strategy, 100%.
The strategy, where you need to be in order to not, just get overheated by the time you get to the first mile. And the old saying that you can't win a race in the first mile, you can lose a race in the first mile. That applies to Homedale more than any other place.
Sure.
I went out too hard. That's why that you hear it all the time. And it's hard to not get caught up in that, especially the Meet of Champs, when there's going to be somebody charging up that first hill, and you don't want to when it starts to funnel, you can't be buried there because it's so hard to pass. But you can't panic either, because you come out of the roller coasters, it's like a different race.
Yes.
It's like a second race has started.
The benefit is at least in these big races, though, you kind of, like we've talked about, you kind of understand who's going to be there at certain points, right?
Yeah.
So you look at it and you start to see someone you've never seen before and they're blitzing it. You go exactly what I said about if Leah goes out and runs a ridiculous race, Paige is just going to tip her cap. If someone unknown goes out, blitzes that first hill, maintains and beats you in a course record, good job. Proud of you, right? Yep. What are we going to do? I ran my race. You did it. Have fun. But the chances of that happening in someone that you already don't know at that point, even back when we were in the Stone Age, Dave, right? You kind of knew who was who by the time you got to meet a champs. And if someone random, if someone random was there,
ledger.
But if someone random's there, how many times have you seen someone random up front going out the top of the hill and going, who the hell's that? What are they doing? Like it happens often. Like, what are they?
Every short coach's race.
See them in 30th by the time they're done with the bowl. Like, like you get that. So there is that understanding of like, if it'll be different. If you see, Schmidt and them blitzing it, that's a little different. What do they know that I don't? Do I need to be up there with them? Right. Sure. But if it's rando, go ahead. Like, so there is that kind of, and I'm not to sound mean, but that's just kind of how, XC always works.
No, and I can guarantee you that CBA, a lot of these teams, they have the times already written down where they want their guys to be.
Yes.
And hit those times.
All those guys, all those coaches.
And then they coach accordingly as to like, hey, you got to pick it up or like, whoa, because that's the key to Homedale is that first 1,200. The first 3 quarters.
Yep. You're gonna have every coach there counting numbers and places and places.
Like I said before, there used to only be a few coaches that knew, the best way to run Homedale. Now, coaches have gotten pretty savvy and they understand.
And coaches share more, and they share more than they used to too. Yeah, coaches are much friendlier than they used to be, and and it's. There's definitely a lot more mutual respect amongst coaches and other great athletes and things like that.
How to run Homedale Park, and it'll give you something.
There'll be something there.
Listen, I don't.
I'm not saying it'll be good. I'm not saying it'll be good.
Things like that, okay?
I'm not saying it's good, but they'll at least have something.
Listen, we are still at a point where AI, you can ask it like, what is the Dodgers home run record and who has it? And they'll give you some random name and some random number, and you'll look at it and go, no, what are you thinking? Like, it is terrible at some things. Like, the AI currently is still not. I would never trust it for that.
No,
stop giving coaches bad ideas.
The first time I tried ChatGPT just to kind of get an idea as to how good or bad the whole system was. Yeah. I said, let me just run a cross country, and I already written a story. I'm like, let me see how they would have written it. And I can tell you that the meet was pouring rain, awful mud, people slipping, sliding all over the place. Times were awful. ChatGPT said, on a beautiful, crisp, sunny afternoon at Warren Echo Park. I says, and I was like, that's it.
So I'll tell you this. Here's one of the reasons on
the flat historic course at Homedale Park. I mean, what are they doing?
Jim, they pull from Reddit. Okay, that's how you know ChatGPT is in trouble. They pull a lot from Reddit. Reddit's great, and Reddit's also the pit of hell when it comes to the internet. So it's like you get double edged there. So
everything with ChatGPT I noticed too was like a poem. They make a cross country race like romantic.
All of the AIs though, too. All the AIs, if you ever try to have I've messed around with AI, and whenever you try to have a quote unquote conversation with it, because it's a robot, it doesn't have conversations. But when you give it an idea, it's like, that was the greatest idea ever. I didn't think of that. Here's the answer. It tries to gas you up. It's like, no, don't be nice to me, you machine. I'm scared of you. Don't be nice to me.
Or it'll say something like, hey, your story would look a lot better like this. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It was fun. I tried.
It was fine the way it was.
Anybody out there? I need some AI tutoring skills, because I tried really hard. I went for a run at Homedale, and I tried really hard to video myself and then AI it so that I'm crossing the finish line at 14:52, breaking the course record. And I can't figure out. The video comes out and it's not my face, or the clock is wrong. What's that?
AI doesn't lie that bad.
No,
AI knows better.
Well, I was putting a clock at the 2-mile mark. Like, at least
All right. So to close out, the last thing I want to do is I want to talk a little bit of indoor. I want to look ahead a little, because the chances of us having you on again in like 2 or 3 weeks are limited, because you are a busy man. So let's get into a little looking ahead. I know we have mocks. I know we have regionals. We still have things to do, but let's talk a little indoor. Let's bring in some of the sprinters. Let's bring in some of the throwers. let's start with the gentlemen this time because we talked about the ladies. And I'll be nice. I will not make you do predictions this time because it is early. We have not seen what the distance runners have truly done. Maybe what we'll do is instead of doing the predictions here live, once XC's over and you can actually truly do a good focus on it, I want you to give us 5 men's and 5 women's predictions. And you could send it to us and we'll bring it up on the show just so everyone knows we're not liars. You're not a liar. This is what Jim sent us. So we will have that.
I'll be ready.
Get predictions from you, but we'll just do it in a different format. But give us a little bit of a preview. Let's start with the gentlemen in indoor. What should we be looking for? And you know what? Let's forget about the distance people for a little bit. They can kick rocks.
Yeah,
having their time right now. Sprinting, field. Who should we be looking at coming in for the indoor gentlemen?
Well, I mean, we had Legister from St. Peter's Prep last year win a 100-meter dash. I mean, freshman breaking class records. I see him, I mean, just dominating the sprints. I mean, the 1, the 2. Yeah, I mean, that's the first thing that jumps out is just when I left the Meet of Champs last year, it says we have our new young, sprint star. And it's very hard to dominate, the boys sprints at that young of an age. I mean, it almost never happens.
Puberty levels, right? A 14, 15-year-old going against 17, 18, and especially end of the year at that time, they're 18. So it's a boy against men. And it's rare when you see the boy come out on top against men.
Yeah, listen, but speaking of sprinters in the state, I have to give a shout out to former Meet Chance winner Jonathan Taylor for scoring me 66 points on my fantasy football team.
True.
Thank you very much, Jonathan Taylor. God. He's a Jersey guy, sprinter. Love him.
Dude, hey, so here's a question. Real quick, off topic, real quick.
Yep.
Say we have a great runner that goes on like Jonathan Taylor and is now a amazing pro, all-pro football player. Would they Hall of Fame that we would consider as a track Hall of Fame worthy person because of other side accolades that they have done?
No. I think that's where we separate. We have a track and field Hall of Fame.
Only.
We have a football Hall of Fame. We'll go in the football Hall of Fame. And then we have an overall
athlete Hall of Fame.
High schools, New Jersey High School Hall of Fame.
Just curious because he's a Meet of Champs champion, and now he's doing great things over there. So I think off his Meet of Champs accolades, he has a chance of getting in. But I don't know if we're counting the fact that he
put
is
everybody who's won Meet of
Champs
player in the Hall of Fame.
No, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, because along those lines too, you have someone like Ron Dane falls under that category, right?
Yes, he does.
Meet a champ winner.
Jonathan Taylor is a lot better than Ron Dane in terms of pros. College Ron Dane was a monster. College Ron Dane football is one of the best running backs in college history.
Yeah.
Pro Ron Dane leave a lot to be desired.
Yeah, well, both of those guys.
Thunder and Lightning, come on.
How about Benji? We talked about Benji Shuver the last couple of years. I mean, guys could be in multiple Hall of Fames for high school accomplishments. My gosh.
Benji's in 3 Hall of Fames in high school accomplishments. And arguably the best at all 3, like arguing up there. Wrestling is probably his weakest, but still an amazing wrestler.
I'm thinking, okay, boy, back to track. Legislature, I'm trying to think. Quarter milers coming back. I didn't really dive too deep into like who.
Putting you on the spot here because I know you're still in XC mode too.
Yeah. I mean, I just haven't had a chance to pour over the top underclassmen returning like in the 400 last year. I'm really just kind of
No, it's okay. Don't kill yourself over
Jordan Johnson. Okay, Meet a Champ. Jordan Johnson graduated. I mean,
it's always tough with the fresh crop, especially if they haven't had a race or 2 yet underneath, because it's like early on, it's such a difference between XC and track, where early on these sprinters are champing at the bit, so they have some of these big races in indoor, and they just come out friggin' guns blazing.
Oh yeah. I mean, the girls. I mean, gosh, there's so much firepower for girls coming back. I mean, we talked about Siani Wynn and what she's doing at 55 to 60. My gosh.
And I know on our show said she wants to move up to the 4 and she's thinking about putting hurdles in front of herself too. Like she wants to challenge herself over, and I don't know if that's changed ever since winning the national championship, but I know she said flat out, she's like, I want to reset all of Sid's records. Her goal is to reset all Sidney McLaughlin's records.
Well, hey, that's what you do, right? When you are the best at what you do right now,
aim high.
How do you motivate yourself? Like, I mean, you want to keep running faster, but you keep chasing the best. I mean, you want to, right? I mean, that's what the best athletes do.
And it's both the 100 is in her range, right? That's easily like, she can get down from the 11.2 to the 11.17. Again, the 11.17 is fast as hell. Don't get me wrong. Like that, those microseconds are incredible, but
can she break 11?
I think she can. I think we can get or close to 11 point. She can be 11 point. I think Sid's 200 record. I think Siani's going to get Sid's record.
I mean, she's 23.05. Was it 22.96? I mean, it's right there.
Yep.
22.86.
You don't have to wait for the spring predictions. Put it down right now. Siani win, state record, 100, gone.
All right. How about 200?
Gone.
22. So what about 400? 53, I think it's 50.
That's
51.
That's the hurdles.
I think she, what did she have at 51 something?
That's the hurdles because last year Dumas ran like 51.77.
Yeah,
Dumas broke Sid's record in a 400, so that's the new record.
It's going to be interesting because I don't think Siani's going to not want to have a say there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It'd be great to see her, challenge. I mean,
and then if we see that meet of champs, if Siani goes and breaks 3 state records and then goes and anchors like a 4x4, because she will at that point, where do we put her in terms of after we see Natalie do what she did? Siani can come back and have an answer. Now, me personally, I think we've seen the sprinter triple before, right? So what Natalie did was kind of unprecedented and unheard of. No one does a 400 meter hurdles and an 800. No one does it in Jersey, and then
especially in one day.
Like you repeat
it, one day,
twice in
one
2
day.
weeks.
Oh, God.
One day, so I think that'll be different. But I do
at least
think
nationals was like different days. Meet a chance was one day.
But I do think Siani's going to look at it and go, "I'm going to do a triple myself, and I want to get 3 state records." Like I can't see her not wanting to do that.
Listen, they are both absolutely incredible. It's unreal.
Yeah. So I mean, the potential there, the potential we have, like we said, we alluded to it earlier with. Shepard, Dumas, Reagan Moore, and you got 3 national.
Yeah, people forget Reagan Moore won indoor meet of champs in 204.
She won an indoor national title in the 800.
Right.
So the question is, how many girls are going to be close to 2 flat indoor? I don't know about breaking it. But
indoor stuff.
But here's the thing: you already have Reagan knocking on the door at 204. We have Paige, who to think Paige can't run 2 flat right now indoor is insane, right? It's going to take her a little bit to get the rust off of XC on, and we won't see her until more January and stuff like that, maybe more February. But is it far fetched to say that you can have Reagan, that you can have Paige all sitting there, and Natalie going, let's all run 2 flat. And Natalie going, okay, I'm going to try and go 159 indoors because I did 2 flat on tired legs.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know.
You know what? And I will say, I guess sometimes in my mind, I still think of indoor tracks like they were when I was like, these tracks are fast now.
You can breathe now.
They're almost just as fast as an outdoor track in perfect conditions.
We had Lauren Pomerano on, and she said that the Ocean Breeze prides itself on its, air filtration system, where that burn that you used to get from trying to race indoor is virtually gone. You don't get it the moment you start running anymore. Maybe you get it at the end of a hard race, but you used to get it taking 3 breaths into a distance race.
So you don't think girls? So you don't think that these girls would run 2 flat at Red Bank?
If they run 2 flat at Red Bank, they're going to run international world record somewhere else. Okay, if you run a 2 flat at Red Bank, you are capable of running
a 1. County boys winning in 210 there.
The thing is,
it was so bad.
You guys know what the whole key to this whole thing is with running that fast indoors is the matchups.
Yeah, it matters.
They just, how often are we going to get them? Can we get them enough that those times will come? And it just doesn't happen as much indoors.
Getting them to the same race.
You're not going to meet a champs in Dublin. No one's going to meet a champs running the 8 and a 16.
No,
not. But it's also they're all going to run different schedules, right? Who's going to run Ocean Breeze? Who's going to be at New Balance, the New Balance one? Who's going to be at the Armory? Who's going out west?
Washington.
Paige is going to have you have relay teams, relay duties,
and that becomes a major factor too.
Yeah, because
you're not going to be killing yourself at these meets.
We've had so many top runners on this show who said that they would rather do a relay with their teammates in high school than they would because it's the best. There's nothing better than running
a UC team. Why the hell wouldn't you go after relays, right? If you're at that depth of that team, Paige is looking at it going,
who's beating them in a DMR with the Paige on the anchor? She ran. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean they have 4x8, 4x a mile DM. I mean the sprint med. I mean it's endless what they can do. So unless you get them all at nationals together, I mean that's probably the only time it's going to happen where you can see a time close to 2 minutes. Outdoors another story. You can put it down again now. There is almost no way in the world that someone's not breaking, at least one of them, not breaking 2 minutes outdoors. I mean, there's just
I just can't see it. Jim, did you think you would say that ever about high school girls in New Jersey, that we'd have someone break 2 minutes? Like I don't think that I ever thought that would happen.
I mean, I always felt like Ajay Wilson.
Ajay maybe, okay.
Yeah, had the potential to, but now we're talking about multiple.
I know.
And underclassmen. We're talking about
how many girls under 205? Like that's the crazy part too, you know?
It's so out of this realm, what does Blair Bartlett do indoor and outdoor? Because obviously she's going to be someone we have to monitor, because she runs different on the track where Lawrenceville can mingle in. They won't be able to be at the Scholastic big time like races, but
she has a beautiful indoor track to train on every single day.
Beautiful, but like it wouldn't be surprised if we see Blair show up at one of these races in Ocean Breeze or one of these big races against some of these girls that are looking to do Scholastic things. So
definitely Boston.
So what do we see Blair running? Is she going to be longer? Are we going to have her in the shorter? Because I feel like Blair's range is from 400 to 32. Like she has infinite range, that young lady.
I think she's more 16,
very similar to Paige in that sense. She has all that range.
I think she'll just go 16:32.
Yeah, I do too. And get into a 5K at nationals.
Indoor 5K, yep.
I mean, breaking 10. I mean, right? I mean,
how many girls do we have? Like we got multiple girls under 10 minutes.
It could be.
You mean tell me Leah's not going to be right there?
It's so crazy.
You're right.
We are. It's
so
crazy.
I mean, it blew our minds when Angelina Perez did it a few years ago, and and talking about Angelina, she has the New Jersey record at Homedale, 17:07. We could be looking at a time where that can be challenged with the talent. I mean, it's the bar. Just we talk about this every time I come on.
And if not this year,
the bar just keeps getting raised.
They're all back next year. They're all
question:
back.
If Blair Bartlett beats that, does she get the record or no? Because she's not in the Scholastic realm. Would that count as the New Jersey State record if Blair does it?
Oh yeah,
it does. It would still count.
The way I look at it is, you run for.
It would count to anybody who that it matters to.
I just don't know if the NJSIA would recognize that as their state record, because she's outside of that kind of realm.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is, if
anybody who matters would know. You know,
if you're in high school in New Jersey and you run the time.
That's why I look at it.
You're the state record holder.
I agree.
Right? I mean, but I mean, to answer your question, I think that she probably won't race a lot, pick her spots. I mean, indoor, hey, let's face it, when you're at that level, and you don't have like the relay duties maybe that some other runners do.
Yes.
You can pick and choose. You can just kind of just use the indoor season to just train for outdoors, and
especially when you're running cross country till mid-December.
Yeah.
You know, that's a long year. That's like
and we could be looking at Blair Bartlett individual national champion, right? So she may take a break, right? Like, because ranked number 3 in the country right now, wouldn't be surprised if she goes out and does something special. So
I bet her whole indoor season could be just let's train to win
nationals.
The 5K at nationals.
Yeah.
That could just be what the focus is, or it could just be on just I don't know, just like, training in general.
Do we know if like they have like conference and like they don't have county meets and all, like it's like who do they like, what are their schedule? I was like, what is their schedule like for like?
Well, I mean, they have the Maple, the Mid-Atlantic League that they're in. They're in the prep school league. But the beautiful thing is, I mean, she can, if she wanted to, she could go to the Armory. She could go to she could go anywhere.
Yep.
She has that freedom there.
Ocean Breeze and just jump in a race anytime she wants to.
Yep.
Now, if I'm, with a young lady like that, though, like it's weird because my position a lot of times is don't try and mix your high school athletes with your collegiates and pros, right? At this point, because you're trying to race other high school athletes. I feel like Blair's a different animal because her schedule is so different and what she does at a prep school is so different. Why not go to open invites against college athletes when you're already this caliber runner? Why not go and try and get into a pro race to get a taste of it, right?
Oh yeah,
because it's a different type of schedule,
whole different.
So it's like for someone at a prep school where I'm not allowed to go and compete in the Scholastic thing, so I'm going to go do my own thing. and go and compete against, because like Dave said, my schedule might be a little different, but why not go target an open invitational with collegiate athletes that are running, the best times in the country right now, and go see where I stack up. Why not?
Go out to BU. Get in one of those races.
Go out to BU
on that track. I mean,
go out to Albuquerque. A lot of fast races in Albuquerque in college as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about Zawadzki before. She always would go to BU and run there. Okay. Who else just? I mean, Ajay Wilson, when it was clear that she needed to race against that level of competition in high school to get ready for what everyone knew was going to be.
You go to Terrier, you go to Valentine, you go race in those races. There's 1,000 heats in there anyway. You're going to shuffle in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she ran the Open 800 at Milrose Games. She got in there with the pros there. So you're right.
Like who's the best girl that we've ever had like on the private scene like that? Probably a thing, right?
Probably.
Well, I mean, she ran unattached. She ran
club teams. Yeah, her club, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just a few years ago, we had Charlotte Bednar from Lawrenceville.
We did.
That's true.
I mean, she's believe it or not, Blair doesn't even have some school records,
which is so crazy to think about. It's like, and the good thing is, the best part about going to run at BU, the great voice of Phil Grove would be calling out her name.
Oh, legend!
So we love Phil here, but so I think that's good. I think we'll definitely get your predictions.
Yeah, I'll get some more. You know what? I'll do some more digging on indoor track and with some more names, more in depth. I mean,
I put you on the spot here. Obviously, you're in XC mode. You're still like, that's what your writing is. And the season's funny thing is the season's nowhere near done being over.
There's still a lot to be determined. A lot
regionals, nationals. Like this is go time right now.
The best hasn't even happened yet.
Absolutely. So,
but Saturday, man. I mean, Saturdays. I talk about all the time, and Alex, you mentioned this earlier when we were looking at the PRs from the team in Michigan. Just how awesome it is that we have this race, these races on Saturday. Yes. I mean, no other sport in New Jersey. That's why I always say the group championship is the best day. Sure. Because you have 12 races nonstop. So I mean, you're a track, you're a cross country distance addict. That's what you want all day long. Just keep pumping it into the veins. but Saturday's event is the best single event, I feel, in high school sports in the state. No other sport crowns an overall champion on one day, one day, playing it down to one team. There's no debate about everything else. The state got rid of the tournament of champions and all the other sports. Thankfully, the meet of champions still has a first place team.
Us and wrestling, right? That's it.
Team-wise, no. Individual, yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. I should have been specific about that. Team-wise. Yeah, swimming has their meet of champions. Wrestling, you crown the guy gets his hand raised. You are the best. There's no debate anymore. The fact that we can leave there on Saturday and everyone knows, CBA, Union Catholic, probably. There's no debate that this is the Super Bowl of the sport. I mean, there's nothing like it's the Holy Grail. There's nothing that compares to cross country meet of champions because of that.
I always look at it as a fan and a spectator. Groups is about an 8-mile day. Meet of champs is about a 2-mile day.
Yeah, it's over too quick. That's the only thing I don't like. Meet of champs. All of a sudden, it's 2:00 and I'm driving home. Like, that's it. Right. all that and like that's it. Like, just give me something else. There's got to be another race. Let Blair run. Blair, get out there and run.
Get a Masters race in there. Get a Masters race. Let's do a Masters Homedale race. Do it. Let's go.
Oh, you know what?
Alumni race.
You know what? Maybe if Daryl's out there or Blair's listening, the Bill Bruno
that's
alumni 5K race is held before the meet of champs on Saturday.
Oh my God.
It is.
Blair, what are you doing?
Tell me a gauntlet to be thrown down. What would happen if Blair goes out and just runs a course record right before that happens? Like, imagine just throwing down that gauntlet.
Yep.
Right before.
How about that? Getting things going.
Coach Duncan, let's go.
I mean, I'm sure Blair's going to go out for a nice long run Saturday or Sunday. Blair.
Wow, that would be a
Homedale Park. What time's the Bruno race?
I think it's at 9.
9.
I think the alumni race maybe is 9. Maybe.
Yeah, we ran races earlier. That's okay. She's ready.
Yeah, Blair, come on.
Oh my God, that would be.
I forgot about that. I forgot about
the write-up that you would have
Oh my
Blair
gosh.
goes out and runs a time that would have won the meet of champs.
Yep. But and it would be better if like she knows she's going and doesn't tell anybody and just shows up.
What if she does say she's going, and then all of a sudden Paige and Leah scratch on the meet of champs and enter the Bruno alumni mile, and there we go. Then we just say they're like, screw this, we're gonna race her.
Do you know how mad everyone would be because nobody would even be there yet? Nobody would even be there yet watching it.
For the first time in state history, the best runners of all time in New Jersey
are in the alumni race.
Decided to not show up for their race. Instead, they ran without any crowd.
They ran
Thank you, Carl.
4 hours earlier.
Oh my God! Yep.
Carl,
in case you missed it,
8:30.
It's at 8:30.
You see all the text messages in the social post. In case you missed. What?
Oh my God, that would be. But you know what though?
16. What?
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm not gonna lie. If they just sat there, or if the girls went and raced her and then came back and then ran their race anyway.
They ran again.
Did it again, and then
they
went
might
out.
Still go 1-2.
Oh my God, the greatest double of all time. 2 subs, 17:30.
Move over, Natalie.
Within an hour.
Move over, Natalie Dumas.
Move over, Natalie Dumas. We got.
We're putting too many ideas in. As we're saying here, Coach McCabe and Coach Lynch are like, no,
stop.
Stop. Don't put those ideas because Paige and Leah will go, let's do it.
Yeah. I forgot about that race. Like,
it just kind of hit me.
I don't see any reason why Blair couldn't run in it.
Oh, she could absolutely attach herself in it. 100%. There's no one would say no to Blair Bartlett running. No, I don't think there's a single race in the country right now. Blair wanted to go racing.
There will be high school runners in that race, college runners, coaches in the race. Last year, Brody Watt ran that race.
Yep,
exactly. So that's a great idea, and I like my idea better. That and Paige and Leah hear about it and like, let's go run that race too.
Yeah,
let's go see how good we are right now, and then let's go run our race anyway.
Come on, Coach.
Can you imagine a look on like all the other runners' face at the start of the girls' race when the gun goes off and they just don't see them, and then like what is happening?
And only UC and Ocean know what happened. Like they're the only two that know what happened.
Hey, Coach
told me to still win.
Yeah,
Union Catholic would still win the overall.
Oh, they would. But you can imagine like the runners going out and just like, oh, I'm supposed to key off these 2 runners. I'm supposed to let them go out.
Where are they?
We're not here.
And then all of those seniors we talked about are like jackpot. Yeah. All of those seniors that we were just talking about would be like, thank you. Let me go get a meet of championship. Let's do this.
Yeah, Blair, hop in. Oh, it'd be one of the greatest stories of all time.
Blair, please, that would be so good.
I forgot about that.
Me too. Yeah. That's
like idea. But like it's something that could legitimately
it's feasible. It is a feasible thing. But all right, Jim, we have too much fun all the time.
Oh, yes.
We appreciate you coming on, taking your time as always.
The best time is the time I spend with you guys. I mean, predictions, they were a little shaky this time. I'll do a little better, but
some of them were just really close. Like
oh my God, that's 6'11" instead of
no. The 55-11 in the
55-11.
He said 56 feet.
Yeah, I told you. I mean, it was just an old tape measure. It had kind of worn out.
Stop talking about our officials that way. Yeah, I mean, we need some more young blood. We know Jim.
He just I won't throw out names, but he just couldn't bend down far enough to see that the first inch of the tape measure was gone.
Leave Mike Mooney out of this. Leave Mooney out of Mooney's one of our former guests. One of our former guests. We love Mooney.
I love the moon dog. He's the best. But guys, I will predict one more thing. And I'm gonna go 4 for 4 in my predictions. Shepherd, Nat, UC, CBA 15 fit. Well, the averages, I'm not going to say I'm going to nail those, but I'm going 4 for 4 on that.
All right. I will say this. Our biggest victory of the today is Jim's laptop was plugged in. And he didn't have to go sprint around.
Our biggest victory is that Jim made it to the show.
Yes.
I made it. Yeah. The biggest victory is that my mother didn't suffer a fall and get a steel rod put in her other leg tonight.
Yeah,
so I was able to come on tonight. But the big upset, Alex, is like I have a great battery here.
Oh,
he never plugged it in.
You didn't plug it in. There we go. Hey,
yep, 3%. Gotta go.
All right, everyone, we're gonna play this out the right way. We are gonna get out of here. We'll see everybody next week. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. X, Facebook, YouTube, Kick, Rumble, not Rumble, Twitch. But also, if you're listening to this later, we appreciate that.
So, I just want to shout out good luck to everybody taking a line.
Absolutely.
Thanks to all the runners out there for making this the greatest sport there is. run with your heart on Saturday, chase those PRs. There's nothing better than high school cross country in New Jersey. Get out there and just, honors in the effort. Everything you got, level up for the best race, the best event there is. Just go get it. Cook on the trails, leave no crumbs, the whole thing. Go get it, and just push through that pain, and just you could do things you don't even think are possible if you just believe in yourself and push through that pain train. Go get it. Go get your PRs on. Get your NJXC on. I can't wait to see everybody at Homedale on Saturday.
And Blair Bartlett, the alumni.
Blair, see you there. Blair,
do it. All right, we're going to play this out the right way. Let's do it. Playing it out the right way. Let's go.
Oh, no. Put the gun around here. Be able to change or talk the tire. How about those Dolphins, baby? F-I-N-S. Spins, spins, spins.